And drivers for A final leg number 1. Start to congregate. So good morning to those online, joining us on the DDRC YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok stream. Welcome to day 2 of the Milton Keynes Grand Prix. I'd like to thank our sponsors, Team Associated, MB Models, Schumacher Racing, X-Ray 1066 RC and DDRC TV for bringing you this live stream all the way from Centre MK Milton Keynes in the UK. We will get going in about 5 minutes, so 5 minutes time. A final leg number 1 should get underway with Tommy Hall starting from pole position. So your drivers for A main number 1, Tommy Hall starting on pole, Ben Smith second, Bartek Zaluski going to be starting in the 3 spot, Daniel Kobovic in the 4, Marcus Karup in the 5, Elias Johansson starting 6th, Clement Boda 7, Johnny Skidmore 8, Mika Vidmeyer 9, Lewis Hopkins 10, Davide Ongaro 11, and Alexander Landon starting in the 12th spot. And your marshals will be Neil Cragg, Una Hattonen, Noah Ben Mohammed, Josh Holdsworth, Lee Martin, Jamie Hall, Burak Kilic, Charlie Saunders, Harley Eldridge, and Oliver Natras. Drivers, make your way up to the rostrum. Grid order, we'll do intros in A2. So we have 12 drivers. Do we have any cars, drivers? Coming through tech now. So drivers, take it away, a couple of warm-up laps. Let you get your iron. All drivers, a couple of warm-up laps. No rush, everyone gets equal time, don't worry. Bartek's tyres unglued. Bartek's tyres unglued. So bring warm up to a close, drivers. Bring warm up to a close. Start to grid them up. And start to pull them up before the start of a straight. Mind up on the straight. So slow down the straight, drivers. Can someone from Team X-Ray give me a look on Bartek's car? Greg, what are we saying? Thumbs up, he's done, or 20 seconds? Give him a lap and a half warm-up, Bartek. Slow down the straight. Well, he's got white wheels on it. What disaster. So slow down the straight, Bartek, and take a lap. Slow down the straight, take a lap. Don't worry, no one's watching. I hope they're Craig Gibson's tyres, because we will never hear the end of it. See, I'm not always mean. I'm trying to be nice. Okay, so A final, leg number 1 is gridded. We have Tommy Hall starting from pole, Ben Smith in the 2 spot, Bartek Zalewski, Daniel Kobovic, Marcus Kayrup. We've got Elias Johansson, Clement Boda, Johnny Skidmore, Mika Vidmar, Lewis Hopkins, Davide Ongaro, and Alexander Landon. Just like to take a moment to thank our sponsors for allowing to put on this event. Schumacher, Team Associated, Slough EMCS, X Factory RC UK, Detail My Car, Unnecessary Bling, Robert Sterling Mortgage, X-Ray RC Disco, Model Tune, 1066 RC, and DDRC TV. Marshals are ready. Drivers are ready. Listen for the tone. So off and away we go. Tommy Hall leads away from pole. Ben Smith, Bartek Zalewski, Kobovic, Kayrup, and it's regulation order 1 through 12. So all eyes on the front. Tommy Hall, orange and grey machine gets a bobble coming off the tabletop. Ben Smith can't do anything about it. Zalewski's sniffing in the 3 spot. Then we've got Kobovic and Kayrup. Fast 5 out front, then 6 of Elias Johansson. Oh, Tommy's over. He's going to land. He's going to lose 1 spot. Gets lucky, lands on his wheels. Ben Smith going to go by. Bartek just runs into the back of him. Kayrup's through, so Kayrup puts up a 3. Bartek down to a 4. Tommy Hall down to a 2. Ben Smith out front, pulls a gap, 1 second already, coming off the AstroTurf, and down the straightaway, green and white Schumacher machine into turn number 1, nicely done. Tommy makes the same error, gets away with it again. So Tommy Hall not looking good at the end of the straight. Ben Smith taking advantage. 1.5 is the gap after 2. Coming off the paving slabs into the speed hump. Ben Smith starting to open up. Can he pull away? Marcus Kayrup looking racy behind. Then we've got Elias Johansson. Then it looks like Daniel Kobovic and Johnny Skidmore moving up through the field. Bartek Zalewski drops all the way down to the 7th spot. So Ben Smith stretching his legs out front. Last time by 18.9 Ben Smith, 19.0 Tommy Hall. So advantage Ben Smith with 1:15 down, 3:44 to go. Coming across the line now, Ben Smith, Tommy Hall, Marcus Kayrup, Elias Johansson, Danny Kobovic, Johnny Skidmore, Bartek. And then looks like Mika Vidmar, Davide Ongaro, Landon, Hopkins and Boda, your full running order with 1:30 down, 1:30 to go. Error from Ben Smith up on 2 wheels. Tommy Hall looking around the outside, not going to make it stick. Coming across the line and there's half a second between them. If that bends over, sends it into the pole of pain, and that is going to release Tommy Hall, Marcus Kayrup, carnage behind, Marshall's down. But it's going to be Tommy Hall, Marcus Kayrup out front. So both past European champions, Marcus Kayrup crowned EOS champion just 2 weeks ago. Associated versus Associated. Then comes a 2 car of Ben Smith. Ben, you are 2.7 off the lead. Bartek Zalewski behind as well. Both of those drivers absolutely rapid. Out front, 18.8s for both. Last time by, Tommy Hall, Marcus Kayrup down the straight into turn 1. Can Tommy keep it clean? Can Marcus do anything about it? We've seen Marcus pull some of the fastest laps here this weekend. Coming off the paving slabs, we are 2:30 down, 2:30 to go, half race distance. Tommy Hall, Marcus Kayrup off the AstroTurf, over rumble strips, and down the straight they go. Nice and neat through turn 1 for Tommy this time by. Into the step up, step down, nicely done. K-Rup looking slightly racier last time by. 18.6 for the pair of them. Gap remains at 0.7 of a second. So Tommy Hall, 3/4 of a second, leads teammate Marcus K-Rup. UK driver, Danish driver, going at it through turn 1, over the double, nicely done. Once again, K-Rup looking closer, that time by 0.2 of a second in his favour. K-Rup closes, gap under half a second. Tommy makes a mistake. Marcus K-Rup rubs a pipe, gets away with it. Gap remains about half a second. Tommy up on 2 wheels, coming off the Astro, down the straightaway they go. Coming into turn 1, over a double jump. Marcus throwing it at it. Tommy going a little keen through there. Knows he's made a mistake already. That allows Marcus to close up once again. Coming over the tabletop, nicely done. Marcus close it in ever so slightly. 18.6s for the pair of them. Marcus visibly closer on this lap, coming down the straightaway into turn 1. And over the double they go. Marcus is right on the bumper now. 18.4 for Marcus. So Marcus K-Rup throwing everything at it, but he's got 1 minute and 22 to do something about it. Looking left, looking right. They have a 3-second gap over Smith behind. So they've got time for an error. Oh, Marcus just rubbing the pipe, going to lose a couple attempts, falls back from Tommy Hall. Lewis Hopkins, 2 leaders coming, do not be a factor. 1 minute and 3 seconds to go. Tommy Hall, Marcus K-Rup. Marcus close the gap back up, coming off the paving slabs, into the speed hump, through the switchbacks onto the AstroTurf. Marcus K-Rup is throwing it, looks up the inside, not going to make it stick. Down the straight they go, into turn number 1. Once again, Marcus looking fast. Can he do it from 5th on the grid? Cars come together. Oh, Marcus is over. Smith going to go by. Bartek going to go by. So that leaves Tommy Hall, 2.5 second lead. Tommy hits a pipe. Lewis Hopkins releases him. Lewis, get out the way. 4 of them. Thank you very much, Lewis. Tommy Hall will thank you for being there. So after all that, Tommy Hall's now got about 1 second lead over Ben Smith. 27 seconds to go. You're going to go this and one more, I believe. Tommy Hall coming into the paving slabs. Made an error here last time by. Gets through. Ben Smith throwing everything at it. We got Bartek, we got Marcus K-Rup. Marcus looking fast. Ben looking fastest up there so far. 18.2 from Bartek's the quickest lap. Going to cross the line with 10 on the master clock. You are racing to the lines. Ben Smith looks at the inside, tags Tommy. Bartek's through, Marcus through. Marcus and Bartek now going at it. Who's it going to be? Bartek makes a mistake coming off the paving slabs. Marcus K-Rup half a lap to do something about it. Looks around the outside and he's all side by side off the Astro. Marcus makes it stick. 2 corners to go. Marcus coming through 2-1. Bartek going to throw everything at it. Oh, Marcus is over. Bartek takes a win, and it's going to be Tommy Hall, Ben Smith. So as they cross the line, Bartek Zalewski, Marcus K-Rup, Tommy Hall, Ben Smith, Davide Ongaro, Johnny Skidmore, Clement Boda, Mika Vidmeyer, Elias Johansson, Daniel Kobovic, Alexander Landon, and Lewis Hopkins. That, drivers, is what we call racing.
Whether it be chasing checkered flags, blasting through berms, or navigating the trail, AE has you covered.
Sorry, drivers, take it away for warm-up, take it away for warm-up. Don't worry, guys. Okay, drivers, so having reviewed the video, the decision is we will reverse positions 1 and 2 from that final. So Marcus Kayrup takes the win. Bartek Zaluski going to finish in second for the last corner incident. However, it's racing. I expect it to be thrown at it. I'd have done the same. So good job, Bartek. But yeah, reverse the positions for the last corner incident there. So it was a win for Marcus Kayrup and second for Bartek Zaluski. So over to the two-wheel drive M final. Your drivers are Mark Camsell, Jos Hooper, Nathan Jarvis, Chris Cherry, Adam Perry, Errol Knight, Stuart Williams, Elliot Capper, Paul Diver, Oliver Knighton, Dan Saw and Andy Rose. Marshals are ready. Drivers are ready. Listen for tone. So this is the M final. Stuart Williams going to lead Mark Camsell, so pick up the 7 car. Apologies, Martin Owen's distracting me. It's all his fault. And we've got the 7 car into the front side tabletop. Stuart Williams and Elliot Capper, 7 and 8 machines coming through the middle of the track. Looks like a change of lead. Elliot Capper going to go to the front as they come off the green AstroTurf and down the straightaway they go. So it is going to be the 8 car, the blue and white car with a bit of yellow being chased down by the all-black car. So Elliot Capper is your leader with 2 minutes and 43 seconds to go. 2 minutes and 43 seconds to go. Coming onto the AstroTurf and off it. Oh, second place having an error. Stuart Williams caught on the pipe, so that's going to leave Elliot Capper with a huge lead. Coming up on the grey number 11 car off the tabletop. Up the inside of him, nicely done. So Elliot Capper into the front side tabletop and drives around the paving slabs. So Elliot Capper is your leader. Stuart Williams. So Elliot Capper now leading poleman Mark Camsell. So your race leader is, where is our race leader? Crossing the timing and scoring, coming off the tabletop. He's got a massive lead as the second place car comes off the end of the straight now. So nearly half a lap lead for Elliot Capper. The disaster for our leader on the paving slabs. His car has gone, so that's going to result in Mark Camsell, your poleman, going to the point, and he is coming off the end of the straight now. coming across the line, and he's lost the lead to Jos Hooper. So battle for the lead is coming on the front side tabletop now. Red and blue car is Jos Hooper. Pink and yellow wheels is Mark Camsell. That is your 1 and 2. Coming onto the AstroTurf now. The red and blue car is your leader. Oh, leader's over. Gets caught up with back markers. Going to go side by side. Down the straightaway they go. Jos and Camsell coming into turn 1. Side by side. 30 seconds to go. You're going to go this lap and one more. Oh, Mark's over on the tabletop. So that's going to release Jos Hooper, red and blue car, coming onto the paving slabs. You're going to have this lap and one more to go. Off the speed hump he goes into the AstroTurf corner. Powers off it nicely, coming into the washboard section. Down the straightaway he goes. 10 seconds on the master clock, clears the double. And you're starting, oh, he's not, he's on his roof. Marshall's there, so Jos Hooper starts his final lap now. There goes Camsell, there goes Cherry battling it out for second and third. But your race leader, time has expired, you're racing to the line. Race leader coming over the speed bump, going to come through the switchback onto the AstroTurf corner. Sweeps left over the washboard section and down the straight he goes into turn number 1, over. Oh, it takes the roller, taking it steady. Jos Hooper going to come across the line and take the win of the two-wheel drive Q final. And Chris Cherry going to come home in second. Mark Camsell third. Adam Perry fourth. Stuart Williams, Paul Diver, Oliver Knighton, Nathan Jarvis, Dan Saw, Errol Knight, Elliot Capper and Andy Rose. Okay, Jos Hooper, can we have you straight with your car to Paul? He wants to get a picture of you. Next up is your P main, P for Peter, or P for Pole. So P main, take it round to the start line, please. Take him round to the start line. I can tell you if you give me. Yeah, J final, leg 2. You've got PONNLKJ, A2. You're on at about 12 minutes past 8. So A final leg number 2, 12 minutes past 8, roughly. A final leg 2, 10 past 8. So Puppy, do you want to go and grid them? And Marshall's change over. Yeah, if you don't mind. So this is the P final drivers. Sean Mellett, Thomas Russell, Greg Stevens, Tamara Tremp, Rob Cuss, John Renton, Nino Afancio, Michael Julian, Pete Durden, Luke Weston, David Gale, Andrew Jensen. So P final is almost gridded. You have to be doing the start. Okay, drivers, marshals are ready, drivers are ready. Listen for the tone. So off and away goes your P final. Carnage into turn 1. Marshals need to be there and ready. Blue car stuck on this pipe here. Blue car on the pipe. And quarter cars on the corner. So there are RC cars everywhere. But what's it going to mean? Oh man, absolute carnage to start there. So, hey? So down the straightaway, battle for the lead. Orange wing car versus the green and blue. Green and blue gets hooked up. That was Thomas Russell. So it's Greg Stevens. Oh, carnage in the middle, carnage. So Greg Stevens, Thomas Russell was your leaders, and absolute mayhem out there. It is mayhem. Luckily, our referee's still in bed. He doesn't start till 9:30 when practice starts. So we do have Greg Stevens out front in a freeway battle for the second spot. Coming outside the front side tabletop now. One of them makes an error, so it's going to be a two-car battle onto the paving slabs. Andrew Jensen and Thomas Russell. I think Thomas made an error, so it's Michael Julian in that battle as they come off the AstroTurf. Meanwhile, Greg Stevens out front is out for a Sunday drive up and down the corner tabletop. Through the left-hand sweeper he goes. In the free car, Greg Stevens, orange and white machine, yellow wheels on the paving slabs now, comes off into the speed hump. Going to go through the switchbacks onto the AstroTurf corner and then sweep left over the washboard and down the straightaway he goes.
So Greg Stevens, car number 3, still leading round from Tamara Trimp. Oh, Marshall Need in the middle once again. These drivers are not fully awake at this time of morning, but car number 3 certainly is. White car, orange wing coming towards the driver's stand now is the race leader. Greg's had a slight mistake on the last lap, so Thomas Russell closing in the 2 spot. Michael Julian, car number 8, up to 3rd. David Gale, 11th, up to 4th. And the leader's had a mistake once again. So it's Thomas Russell now to the point. Thomas Russell from Michael Julian. Greg Stevens, Rob Kuss now up to 4. Tamara down to 5. So Thomas Russell leads by 1.9 at the sharp end from Michael Julian. Car number 2 is the leader. Oh, parking on the centre tabletop is not going to win this race. So that's car number 8, Michael Julian, now going to take the lead all the way from the 8th spot. Keep it clean and tidy, drivers. So Michael Julian, car number 8. Pink and white machine crossing the line now onto the centre tabletop. No issues that time for Michael. 1 minute 20 remaining on the master clock. Greg Stevens and Rob Kuss having an error there in 2nd and 3rd. But the leader is 4 seconds up the road. So Michael Julian, pink and white car down the end of the straight now is the race leader coming up on traffic. Car 7 will move out of the way. There we go. So 1 minute to go. Michael Julian, 5.5 seconds clear from David Gale. Windy, as he's known here in the UK. 11th on the grid, all the way up to the 2 spot. So here goes the leader. Car number 8 on the centre tabletop now. Here comes David Gale, car number 11. So I've got a pink and white car leading a pink and white car at the front with 30 seconds to go. Leader coming onto the green Astro now, swinging left and over the triple. Onto the main straight goes race leader. And he's got just over the length of the straight lead. So Michael Julian goes round to start his final lap now. Here comes David Gale starting his final lap, so they're both through. So leader onto the main straight for the final time. Down the straight he comes. Michael Julian crossing the line and takes the win. Well done to Michael. Yeah, give him a round of applause. David Gale, car 11, comes home in 2nd. Thomas Russell is your top 3. So moving on to the O final, coming up next. Cars round to the grid, nice and steady. And then bring them onto the grid, please. Don't tell him that. M. Yeah, do you know what the M stands for? It's on every final. Main. Yeah, little M's. So we've got Ben Lloyd on pole position. Okay, all marshals change and ready. Let's get the grid lined up. So Ben Lloyd on pole, Adam Breeze on the 2, Paul Ainscough on the 3, Oliver Gregory from New Zealand on the 4, Max Williams 5, Luke O'Neill 6, Simon Mills 7, Robert Gelsthorpe 8, Duncan Goodall 9, Mark Seperovic 10, Chris Langley 11, and Peter Butler is your forward in order in the 12. Okay, we've got all marshals at the ready. Good luck, drivers. We're going to go racing on the tone. Oh, look at this, the green machine, Paul Ainscough, muscling his way through from the 3 spot up to the 2. Oh, bit of a bad drive in there. Number 1 trying to drive him off the track. Tidied up, drivers. Do not cut the track. Marshall behind you, absolute carnage. Marshall in the middle, please, on the tabletop. Can we run this one again when we've got some more spectators? We are in a non-contact sport, remember? Rubin's racing, but drilling people clean off is not. So it's Adam Breeze from the 2 spot leading him around. Huge lead as he goes past the driver's stand. Luke O'Neill from the 6 up to the 2. Peter Butler shows you what carnage has been. 12th all the way up to 3rd. And the leader was checking out and he's made a mistake. So Adam Breeze, it's a whole new race. He's still leading, but look who's in his wing mirrors. Luke O'Neill right there and Peter Butler from the 12. So 2, 6 and 12. Oh, Luke's over. So Peter Butler from the back of the grid up to the 2 spot. Only a minute and a half gone. 3:30 remaining. Over the triple to go down the straight. Almost the length of the straight lead for car number 2, Adam Breeze. Oh, car 12's had an error end of the straight and gets a little bit giddy on the throttle then. Luke O'Neill is into the corner table, top down into the... Oh, they're all making mistakes. Everyone at the sharp end, apart from race leader Adam Breeze. So Adam says, you guys carry on. I'm checking out up front now. Here he goes to start another lap. Look at the lead over 2nd place, just coming onto the straight. So Adam Breeze, car number 2. We follow him round as he's 7.5 seconds clear. Onto the straight comes race leader. Luke O'Neill was in the 2. We'll see as they come round this time. And the leader's over on the centre tabletop. Or is it a back marker? Car number 2 still there in front of the driver's stand. And it's Luke O'Neill, car number 6, right with him. It's a whole new race once again. Top 4 down the main straight. Keep it tidy, drivers. Referee is watching. And it's Max Williams now, car number 5, leading them round. Marsh in the middle. Oh, the leader's over. It seems that someone gets to the front of this one and they absolutely stack it. So, car 5, young Max Williams still, oh, he's over, he's hit the pole of justice in the middle. Robert Gelsthorpe, car number 8 now, you're leading. Is it your turn to make an error? It certainly is. Right on cue. First and second coming onto the main straight now. Wow, just over a minute to go. Who wants to win it? Nobody at the minute. Robert Gelsthorpe, 7/10 clear from Adam Breeze, so cars 8 and 2. Past the driver stand to go, over the paved section, over the little jump. Second place has a little bobble there, so a bit of breathing space for Robert Gelsthorpe up front. 50 seconds to go, 5-0 on the master clock. Robert goes through, starting another lap now. Blue and orange car, nice and safe over the centre tabletop that time. Passing the driver stand now. Second place is the blue and white car, not too far behind. 35 seconds to go. So, leader, end of the straight. 20 seconds on the master clock, so I think he's starting his final lap. Second goes through as well. And third, final 10 seconds. So the leader coming to the green Astro section now. For the final time, over the triple and onto the main straight. You're going to be on time as you hit the line. So, well done, Robert Gelsthorpe. You are the winner, car number 8. Adam Breeze comes home in second. Luke O'Neill is your top 3. All finishing as you hit the line. So, Robert Gelsthorpe, once you head down there, get a photo, please, with Paul Upton. Get your winning board. And next up on track, pole position going to be Craig Gibbo Gibson. I'm going to hand you back to Tom Cocker's Cockerell to take you through the running of this next one. See how exciting it is.
So if this is not the show you've come to see, I don't know what is. Your poleman, Craig Gazelle Gibson. Matthew Gill, Stephen Curtis Rich, Simon Cumberpatch, Riley Butler, Jamie Davies, Mark Foster, Raymond Kerr, Paul Land, David Dunn, Brian Pruddy and Alan Layton. Did you know, fact of the week, Craig Gibson's rear tyres just won an A-main leg. That's not a claim to fame, I don't know what is. So I think, I'm not mistaken, but I think Alan, BRCA Pro Alan Layton, Mark Christopher has out-qualified you. Rumour has it. Have I lost my licence? Don't worry, the mic works from John Lewis. So let's get him gridded up. Where's my grid man, Mr. Upton? What do you say, Mike? By 2 finals? 10 finals? So your drivers, Craig Gibson, Matthew Gill, Steve Curtis Rich, Simon Cumberpatch, Riley Butler, Jamie Davis, Mark Foster, Raymond Kerr, Paul Land, David Dunn, Brian Pruddy and Alan Layton. Grid is looking halfway set. Marshals look to be in position. Paul Upton, I don't want to say it, but your gridding is holding up the whole meeting. You should be out there. You told me you were going to grid them. Yeah. Feel like we're missing. No, we're good. Okay, drivers ready, marshals ready. Listen for the tone. So off and away they go. Craig Gibson going to lead away from pole. Going to go into the corner tabletop, and he is looking racy. Gibbo already pulling out a 2-second lead over what looks to be the 8 car. Maybe the 8 car of Raymond Kerr, might have misread that one, but it's a purple and red car. So Craig Gibson coming onto the straightaway now. Down the straight he goes. He wants to get his picture in Paul Upton's photo album. He's going to take the lead here. Lap number 1, 2-second lead for Craig Gibson. It's the 6 car of Jamie Davies, then the 4 of Simon Cumberpatch. So we got Gibson, Davies, Cumberpatch coming over the speed hump now, and Jamie Davies is closing in as they come on and off the AstroTurf. Craig Gibson down the straightaway he goes. Into the double jump, turns a left and a right, crosses line. Oh, disaster, 2 and 3 coming together. Cumberpatch going to end up on his roof. So that's going to allow Mark Foster through to the free spot. But Craig Gibson extending his lead out front. It's now 3 seconds. So Craig Gibson coming off the AstroTurf as the 2 car gets stuck up on the pipe. Pulled a Tommy Hall, but didn't have a back marker there to marshal him. And it's Mark Foster who's going to run to the 2 spot. So Craig Gibson coming up on the back of what looks to be Brian Preddy as Mark Foster comes through. Craig Gibson, you have a 5.5 second lead. You cannot throw this one away. Craig Gibson coming off the AstroTurf, going to go double right and down the straightaway he goes, chasing down the Brian Preddy car. So Craig Gibson, the blue and yellow car, goes up the inside of Brian Preddy and into the corner tabletop. Nicely done. This time by Gibbo. Oh, Gibbo loses a second to Mark Foster. Mark Foster is closing in. So Craig Gibson onto the AstroTurf now. Blue and yellow machine, yellow wheels, new body shell for this meeting. Supporting the MKGP with best prep that he can do. Great work in great marshalling. So Craig Gibson is your leader. Mark Foster's running around in second, 6.5 seconds in arrears. Jamie Davis running in third. Raymond Kerr 4. Simon Cumberpatch 5. Alan Layton trying to get as close to Mark Christopher as he can, but it's not enough. Running around in 7th. Matthew Gill, Riley Butler, Steve Curtis Rich, Brian Preddy, David Dunn, your full running order. Race leader into the front side tabletop, taking it easy, pops off into the paving slab corner, nicely done, coming into the speed hump and drives through the switchbacks onto the AstroTurf. Off again he comes as someone nails Paul's pole. So your race leader coming over double through turn 1. Over the start-finish line and into the corner tabletop. Craig Gibson, 8 laps on the board, and you have 2 minutes remaining, drivers. 3 down and 2 to go. Craig Gibson coming off the paving slabs over the speed hump and onto the AstroTurf corner. Meanwhile, your second place driver has changed. It's now going to be the 8 car of Raymond Kerr. So Raymond Kerr running around in second. Let's try and pick him up. I think he's the pink car onto the straightaway now. Coming off the end of the straightaway. No, that's for 12 car. So looking for the 8. There he is. Purple and orange machine, who's just nailed Paul's pole once again. So that's going to allow Mark Foster back up to the 2 spot. And the lead Gibbo's got is about 15 seconds. So Craig Gibson campaigning for bump up finals. I am with you on that one as he's looking to take the win of this 2-wheel drive N main. So Craig Gibson is your leader, comes off the speed hump. I think Craig's underqualified with the pace he's showing here. So best lap for Craig Gibson of a 22.7, showing great consistency as he crosses the line with 1 minute remaining. 1 minute on the master clock. And Craig Gibson, we'll just wait for Raymond Kerr to come through, who's back to the 2 spot. This is Raymond crossing the line now. So Gibbo, your lead is a huge 13.5 seconds. So your race leader with 30 seconds to go is over. Oh no, Marshall's there as quickly as possible. That's probably going to reduce his lead to maybe 10 seconds. Car 5, that is Riley Butler. Chill out, dude. So 15 seconds on the master clock. Race leader coming through turn 1 over the double jump, through the switchback, crosses the line. You're starting your final lap now, Gibbo. Can you hold on for the win of the 2-wheel drive end final? The crowd is on tenterhooks as buzzer goes, time's expired, you're racing to the line. And Craig Gibson got 3 corners to go. Down the straightaway he goes through turn 1. Nails a double through the switchback, cross the line. Craig Gibson takes the win of the 2-wheel drive end final. Woo! Raymond Kerr going to come home in second. Jamie Davis going to finish third. Simon Cumberpatch going to finish in 4th position. Then we've got Steve Curtis Rich, Riley Butler, Brian Preddy, Mark Foster, Alan Layton, Matthew Gill, David Dunn and Paul Land. Gibbo, Paul Upton wants you with your car for a picture for his own private photo album. So that is your end final done and dusted. Next up, M Main, M for Mother. So, take them away, guys. M finalists, take them away, bring them round to the grid. Marshall number 7, can you just help us by doing the back of the grid? Marshall number 7. Well done, Gibbo. Loved it. Where's the bump finals? We need them. So, grid them up, drivers. Marshall 7, Marshall on 7. If you can grid the back half of the grid, it'd be really helpful. Thank you. Slow on the straight, slow on the straight. So, Marshall's change over.
How many times did Gibbo lap you? Gibbo beat. How many times did he lap you?
So, let's get the gridded up. If someone wants to help grid the back half of the grid, that would be helpful. So drivers for the M final, Alan Bridgman, John Richardson, Darren Malt, Martin Williams, Darren Wells, Chris James, Nathan Britton, Dino Abreu, Sam Brown, Warwick Martin Bloomfield. So ignore that. Malcolm Hall and Philip Hitchman. Guys, help them grid them up, bring the cars round. So, M final looks ready to rock. Okay, drivers ready. Marshall, I'm looking for Marshall 6, 9, sorry. Marshall on 9. Cheers, Alan. That's all right. So, Marshall's ready, drivers ready. Listen, off the way they go. Alan Bridgman away from the pole, and this is going to be utter brilliance. So absolute carnage at the start. What does that all mean? So the A finalists were regulation order. They're normally reversed. What it does mean, 2 horse race out front, cars 1 and 2. Bridgman, John Richardson get away and get away cleanly. And now look at him, some solid marshalling. So, we have Alan Bridgman and John Richardson out front. Craig Gibson's doing a dance. We love you, Gibbo. We really do. So Craig Gibson, not only Racer of the Year, Marshaller of the Year, and Carpet Fitter of the Year. So John Richardson, now Warwick putting a solid move there on, I think, Dino. So John Richardson is, or was our leader, and it is, no, Alan Bridgman was our leader. It's now John Richardson from Alan Bridgman and Martin Williams. So disaster struck for Bridgman last time by as a 25-second lap. So your race leader is coming round, not the end of the straight. Your race leader's had an error. No, race leader's across the start-finish line now into the corner tabletop, and down he comes. So blue, white and pink car. Oh, he's fallen off the side of the tabletop. Marshall getting there as quick as possible, but I think that's a 1 car going by. So that's going to be Bridgman going by. Oh, John's crashed again. 2 more going to go by. So your race leader's now going to be going down the straightaway, the green and white number 1 machine. green of Alan Bridgman is your leader. Coming into the corner tabletop, drops down, then it's going to be the 4 and 9 cars. Richardson catches a pipe again. And again, oh, John Richardson, what a terrible lap for him. And looks like John Richardson's car is broke. I think the steering's gone. So disaster from the lead to DNF in 1 lap for John Richardson. But all this leaves us Alan Bridgman coming off the paving slabs, looking nice and neat. He is being chased down by the 9 car of Sam Brown. So down the straightaway goes your race leader into the double jump, hangs a left and a right, nicely done. So Alan Bridgman taking it nice and calmly, comes over roller and into the front side tabletop. Does that in 2, car on the straight, go wide, car on the straight, go wide. And looks like someone's over it. So where does that leave us? That leaves us with Alan Bridgman with a 7-second lead. Comes into the front side tabletop. So your race leader coming round onto the straightaway now. 1 minute and 37 seconds remaining. 1 minute and 37 seconds remaining in this race until we pull that 2 car back. So race leader coming off the paving slabs once again, and last time by for a leader it was a 23.6. Martin Williams 22.6, reducing that gap by over a second last time by. Dino Abreu in the 8 car, moving up to the 3 spot. Then we've got Hitchman, Wells, Brown, Bloomfield, James, Holt, Bishop and Richardson. Your full running order with 1 minute to go. So closest battle on track is for the 2 spot. Coming into the front side tabletop, you've got Williams and you've got Dino coming off the paving slabs into the speed hub. White and red of Hitchman. You've got the green and blue of Dino. Coming down the straightaway they go. This is your battle for second place. And there's going to be 35 seconds on the master clock as they cross the start finish line. Both go round the crashing car. Sweep through the left-hander, coming into the front side tabletop. This is your battle for the 2 spot. Coming off the paving slab, they're going to go this last more. Philip Hitchman trying to throw everything for the battle for the 2 spot. Cross the line, you're starting your final lap now. 10 seconds remaining. Your race leader Williams, Bridgman coming off the paving slabs. Then you got Williams and Abreu coming off now together, battling out for 2 spot. Time has expired. You are racing to the line. Race leader Bridgman coming across the line now to take the win of the M final. And Hitchman going to hold on for the 2 spot. Dino Abreu going to finish in 3rd. Sorry, Williams hold on for 2 spot. Philip Hitchman going to finish 4th. Darren Wells 5. Warwick Bloomfield are expecting around in 6th, all the way up from the 10th position. Good job, Warwick. Then Sam Brown going to finish in 7th. Chris James 8. Darren Moult 9. Malcolm Hall in 10. Nathan Britton 11. And John Richardson did not finish. That's a wrap of our M final. Alan Bridgman, if we can get a picture of you with your car for Paul's private album, that would be grand. 1 car, Paul, green and white, right in front of your face. Next up, 2-wheel drive L final. I'm going to go L for lively. So drivers want to take it round to the grid. Take your cars round to the grid. Marshall on point 7. Can you help grid up the rear? Superstar. You are a quick learner. A for effort and A for attainment. So your drivers for the L final. Andy Windsor going to lead away from pole. Gavin Sloan in 2. David Lippiott going to be 3. Matt Curtis 4. Andy Foster 5. Lee Stokes 6. Jack Dunn 7. Joshua Walton 8. Bruce Lee 9. Ewan McLennan 10. Harry Talboys Kime 11. And Craig Chilvers in 12. Okay, let's get them gridded up. 1 car to the front, please. 1 car to the front. Andy Windsor. Come on, we need to get gridded quicker, guys. You know what number's on your car, put it roughly in position. DDRC, ignore that. DDRC guys, if you can come up to race control. DDRC guys, if you come up to race control. So drivers ready, marshals are ready. Please listen for the tone. So this is the two-wheel drive L final, rocking and rolling. So this is the L final, and carnage on the corner tabletop. Marshals are doing the best they can. So let's have a look at the front. It is not Poleman, it's two-car Gavin Sloan from the 1 of Andy Windsor and the 7 of Jack Dunn. Matt Curtis, Josh Walton last time by. So two-car crosses the line now. Then you've got the 1 and 8. Then 4-car. So Josh Walton, I reckon, underqualified slightly. Or carnage on the line. Marshals there as quickly as possible. So Gavin Sloan, Andy Windsor, Josh Walton, your front three coming down the straight, all on the straight together. But got to say, Gavin Sloan with maybe a 1.5 second lead as it stands. So Gavin Sloan, Andy Windsor and Josh Walton. Josh Walton in the all orange car. I think Josh is a youngster who attended the European Championships this year for the first time. And Josh is looking for any way round, any way through. Coming down the straightaway, battle for second into turn 1. And he's going to make this one stick. Lovely move. Josh Walton saw the gap, went for it and capitalised. As Andy Windsor, the poleman, ran slightly wide on a corner. And someone's hooked up on the pipe. I think that might be our leader. And was it our leader? I think it was. So that's going to promote Josh Walton to the front as the old leader, Gavin Sloan, does what most people do and crashes again, trying to recover time. So we have Josh Walton. So, so Josh Walton leads Andy Windsor and Matt Curtis. So Josh Walton is our leader, comes off the cobbled corner, and he leads Andy Windsor, Matt Curtis. Straight, straight, straight. Clear. So, sorry, race leader Josh Walton leads Andy Windsor by 9 seconds. So Josh Walton coming off the AstroTurf corner, over the washboard and down the straightaway he goes. Coming into turn 1 over a double jump. So Josh Walton, the all orange car, white wing, white wheels, coming over speed hump, through the switchback onto the AstroTurf corner and over a washboard. Down the straightaway he goes. Josh Walton, your race leader, with 4 minutes down and 1 to go. He goes up the inside of the 5 car, drops off the corner tabletop. And Josh Walton, your best lap out there is a 20.8. Let's see if he can get a 20.5 before the end of this final with 45 seconds to go. So Josh Walton coming over washboard, down the straightaway he goes. Through turn 1, nicely done, over double and through the switchback. He's going to cross the line, and that one for you, Josh. Paul Upton, race control. So Josh Walton is coming over washboard section, 22 seconds. You're going to go this one and one more, Josh? I reckon you've got this one and one more. And, well, cleverly raced there, just avoid an accident. So Josh Walton, this is your final lap as you come into the front side tabletop and off the washboard. So your race leader, the orange car, coming off the AstroTurf section now. Time's expired, you are all racing to the line. And Josh Walton going to come over double jump, go left and right, and take the win of the two-wheel drive L final. Well done, Josh Walton. Gavin Sloan going to finish in second, Andy Windsor third, Matt Curtis 4, Ewan McLennan 5, Bruce Lee 6, David Lippitt 7, Harry Talboys Kime 8, Andy Foster 9, Craig Chilvers 10, Lee Stokes 11, and Jack Dunn in 12. So that's a wrap of the L final. Next up, K main, and I think EFG, HI, JK. So we've got the K, we've got the J, and then we've got A final, leg number 2. We have this K final, J final, K final now. We have the J final, then we've got A final, leg number 2. So, oh, whoa, 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 one warm-up lap, guys. Bring them round and stop. Car 6 and car 2, turn it round. Stop on the straight, drivers, stop on the straight. It's a final, you start on the straightaway. It's almost like you've never raced before. So drivers, Miklos Zabadas, Greg Hill, Ben Ellis, Gavin Corrigan. So, and help grid them up, Marshall 7, if you can help do the back of the grid, that'd be grand. Ignore that. Guys, can you try and help us with getting the grid set? No one starts on the washboard, believe it or not. So drivers ready, marshals are ready. Paul, you happy? 72, 72. Just hit go. So drivers ready, marshals ready. Listen for the tone. So this is the two-wheel drive K final, and Ben Ellis, Miklos Zabadas, Andy Otto, 3, 1 and 5 is your front three. And got to say that Phil Campbell has not had a good race. That is the international sign for it's broke. Did you put your wheel nuts on? So Ben Ellis and Miklos Polman. So this is K-final. Ben Ellis leading Miklos Sabadas, and let's try and pick them up. I think Miklos is down the straight, so I think Miklos might now be the leader as he crosses the line. Let's see what it says. It does. It says Miklos has a lead over Gavin Corrigan. Then comes Ben Ellis. So blue and yellow car, yellow wheels coming off the paving slabs over the speed hump, and your second place man's made an error. So Ben Ellis going to move back up to the 2 spot. But race leader around the end of the straight, over a double jump. Oh, and he's nailed the pipe. He's going to have to turn around, lose a second or 2. So that's going to allow Ben Ellis to close in ever so slightly with 2 minutes down and 3 to go. Miklos, Ben Ellis, Gavin Corrigan, Danny Ball is your running order. So Miklos and Ben Ellis going at it. Your race leader is no longer, or might be coming up to back markers, coming around the end of the straight. So it does look like the all-white car. You have a race leader behind you. That's Martin Bollenbacher. So Martin, be aware. If he gets there, he's still a little bit behind, but your 2 race leaders are going onto the paving slabs now. Blue and yellow car, red and yellow car, both running yellow wheels. Coming off the AstroTurf, there goes Miklos down the straightaway, and he's got about a straight length lead over Ben Ellis, who is running in the 2 spot. So, Ben hits a pipe, going to lose a couple of attempts. Miklos driving away. Last time by, the gap was 2 seconds. Thank you, Martin. Great driving. Ben Ellis doing the tabletop in 1. Coming off the paving slabs into the AstroTurf for our race leader. Coming onto the straightaway. 2 back markers to contend with at the end of the straight. He goes past 1 over the double. Nicely done. And Miklos drives away off the line. There goes Ben Ellis across the gap. Last time by, 2.3 seconds. And it was a 22.8 in the favour of Ben Ellis that time, closing the gap ever so slightly. And looks like Miklos onto the straightaway now and around the end of the straight. Then comes Ben Ellis. Straight length is still the lead for your 1 car of Miklos Sabadas. Coming through the centre section, going to hang a right into the front side tabletop. And coming off the paving slabs now, your race leader in amongst it with traffic, but still holds a 2.3 second lead over Ben Ellis in the 2 spot. Coming off the AstroTurf, your second place man, red and yellow. Yellow wheels coming around the end of the straight, but it's a leader crossing the line now. Coming down the tabletop, all the back markers crashing out his way. The 2 cars crashed. Someone's lost a body shell in the middle of the track behind you, Marshall. So Ben Ellis has kind of got a bit of traffic contend with. Meanwhile, with 1 minute to go, Miklos Sabadas coming over the washboard and down the straightaway is your race leader. 2.3 was the gap maintained last time by. So Miklos off the corner tabletop. And there goes Ben Ellis, and it's a bad lap for Ben Ellis. Gap extends to 4 seconds. So 2 car, you are next for our second place man. So 2 car of Greg Hill, second place was behind you. I think you might have pulled away from him there. So Miklos, meanwhile, coming around the start-finish line now with 26 seconds to go. You're going to go this one and 1 more, Miklos, and you might even get a victory lap. So second place man Ben Ellis into the front side tabletop, but it's your leader coming off the AstroTurf. Blue and yellow machine, yellow wheels over the washboard, down the straightaway he comes. 5 seconds on the master clock, crosses the line. You are starting your final lap now, Miklos. Here comes Ben Ellis. Will he get through? 3, 2, 1. Time has expired. Ben Ellis, you are done. Miklos coming off the speed hump now onto the AstroTurf. You are on your victory lap. He's going to go over a washboard, down the straightaway. Your race leader and victor, blue and yellow machine, Miklos Sabadas, crossing the line and takes a win of the 2-wheel drive K final. Ben Ellis going to finish in second. Kwesi Knight going to come from the 8th spot to finish third. Danny Ball in 4th. Gavin Corrigan 5. Andrew Rennick in 6th. Greg Hill 7, Andy O'Toole 8, Martin Bollenbacher 9, Daniel Lafthwaite 10, Rob Shaw 11, and Phil Campbell did not finish. So Paul Upton, Miklos. Paul Upton, Miklos for a picture. Car 1. Paul, car 1 in the... Paul, car 1. So drivers for the J-Main take them round to the start-finish line. Drivers for the J-Main take them round to the straight. So A-final leg number 2 is up after this. A-final leg number 2 is up after this one. Drivers, A final leg number 2 is up next. A final leg number 2 is up next. Slow on the straightaway, drivers. Slow on the straightaway. So grid them up. Car 1 at the front, unbelievably. So Craig Lomax, right at the front, please. Gary McDonald in 2. Phil Chapman 3. Mark Bismere 4. Matt Alcock in 5. Muzz, how do you take this off? So, grid them up, guys. So, Mark Bismere 4, Matt Alcock 5, Molly Smith 6, Mark Christopher massively out-qualifying Alan Layton, and out-qualifying Leon Morell in 8, Russell Lee 9, Brett Castle 10, Jason Green 11, Mark Keane 12. This is your J final gridding up. Marshall 7, do you want to help out and grid them up? So, just a reminder to you all, A final leg number 2 is up next. A final leg number 2 is up next, and we will have driver introductions before the start of it. So A final leg 2 with driver introductions is up next. So grid is set. Drivers and marshals look somewhat ready. We've got Marshall, yep, you're there, perfect. Okay, drivers, listen for the tone. So J-Main off and away, 2 of them backflipping on the straightaway, 1 of them in the fence, 1 of them over. We just need a whole plethora of marshals here. Go on, Brett, go, go, go. So that was chaos. 2 of them backflipping before turn 1. What does it mean? Leon Morell, 8th up to 2nd. So coming round the end of the straight, Craig Lomax, Leon Morell, and then the 5 car of Matt Alcock. So 1, 8, and 5 are your gainers. Mark Christopher, you run in 4th. Then we've got Brett Castle up in the 5 spot. So Leon Morell to the front, Craig Lomax making an error. So pink and green, mean machine around the end of the straight. Coming through turn 1, over the start-finish line, 4 minutes and 10 seconds to go. Can Leon Morell hold on? No, he can't. He's on his roof. Marshall's there as quickly as possible. And Leon's going to drop 1, 2 spots. Mark Christopher's now beating him. And Leon makes another error. Needs more power in that machine to clear the jump. So what does that mean? It means Craig Lomax back to the point. Mark Christopher running in the 2 spot. Matt Alcock in the 3. So Craig Lomax dropping. Oh, Matt Alcock up the inside of Mark Christopher. So Craig Lomax going to lead from Matt Alcock now. 1 from 5, from 7 from 8. So Leon Morell still holding the 4 spot. So Craig Lomax is the leader. Then we've got Matt Alcock, Mark Christopher, and then Leon Morell. So Matt Alcock is off the side of a jump. Disaster. Mark Christopher going to go by. Leon Morell going to go by. So Leon up to the 3 spot. Christopher up to the 2 spot. But Craig Lomax, your lead is a full straight length, about 2.5 seconds. Lomax crosses the line, 6 laps on the board. Christopher crosses the line. The lead is 2.5. Then comes Leon Morell. So Craig Lomax leading from Mark Christopher and Leon Morell. So Craig Lomax, Mark Christopher, Leon Morell, Matt Alcock is your running order. And Craig Lomax is still holding a 2.5 second lead. Straight length over Mark Christopher. Oh, he's crashed. He's up against the pipe. Here comes Mark Christopher racing across the line. 2 minutes to go. Lomax and Christopher coming into frontside tabletop now. Mark Christopher looking the raciest I've ever seen an OAP, and he's over. Mark Christopher puts it on his roof. and Leon Morel going to go by. So it's Lomax from Morel now. Half a straight length is the lead. It's about 1.5 seconds between Lomax and Morel. Morel, early leader, made a mistake. Can he get it back? Craig Lomax, can he hold on as he almost jumps off the side of a jump there? So coming off the paving slabs, you've got Craig Lomax, you've got Leon Morel, Mark Christopher still running third. Morel's over. Marshall's there as quickly as possible. 1, 2, 3, 4 cars going to go by. And that just means Craig Lomax extends his lead to 4.5 seconds with 1 minute and 5 seconds to go. 1 minute and 5 seconds on the master clock. Let's concentrate on the battle for second. As Leon's over again, race leader coming down the straightaway now. Your second place man, Mark Christopher, on and off the AstroTurf and down the straightaway now. And then you've got Matt Alcock and Liam Morel together into turn 1. Matt Alcock looking up the inside, can't make it stick. So this is your battle for 2, 3 and 4 spots. You've got Liam Morel, pink and green, into a front side table. You've got grey and orange, then you've got pink and white. They are running 2, 3 and 4. 3, 4 and 5 even. Mark Christopher still running second, but Craig Lomax with 25 seconds to go. You're going to go this one and one more. Mark Christopher, you may get through for a 15th lap. Everyone else, you're starting your final laps now. So race leader Craig Lomax coming on and off the green AstroTurf corner. Going to come over washboard, down the straightaway, through turn number 1, over a double jump, through the switchback. You are starting your victory lap now, Craig. Time is expiring. Will Christopher get through? No, he doesn't. Mark Christopher, you are done. Finishing second, so your race leader Craig Lomax going to come onto the green AstroTurf now. All eyes on the yellow and white machine coming down the straightaway. Craig Lomax through turn 1, over double jump, through the switchbacks. Your winner of the two-wheel drive, Jay Main. Well, Mr. Lomax. Reverse order or normal order? We're going to call them onto the stand normal for position. We're going to get position, so I guess you want to do reverse order. Okay. So a final leg number 2 up next, and your drivers in reverse order. So your drivers for two-wheel drive A main leg number 1 in 12th position from Sweden, driving the team associated car, sponsored by Associated Factory Team, Rudog, Netto RC, Revolution Designs, Spectacle Engineering, House of RC, BBQ Unlimited. Thanks to the whole AE team, especially Craig Drescher and BT for all their teamwork and laughs in the pits. It's from Sweden, Alexander Landen. Oh, nice neat mighting for David. So in the 11th spot from Italy, a multiple world champion driving the Team Associated car, sponsored by Team Associated, OS Speed, Matrix, Energy Fuel, Hobbywing, Sunpadao, Sanwa, Aromax, MIP, Rock Design, T-Works, Rudog and Stick It One. Thanks to Nuno and the entire AE team in the pits. From Italy, Davide Ongaro. In the 10th position from the UK, driving the Schumacher machine, sponsored by Schumacher, Paint Magic, Fisher Designs, it's Lewis Hopkins. In the 9th position, driving the S-Works machine, sponsored by S-Works, MWRC Products, S-Power, LRP, T-Pro, Minicars, RK Print and VP Design. From Austria, Mika Widmeyer. In 8th place, driving the X-Ray machine, sponsored by X-Ray, FX, RC Disco, MB Models, Hot Race Tires, J Perkins, OptiFuel, and a big thanks to Ryan Clark, RC Hero, and X-Team Manager, hailing from Wakey, Johnny Skidmore. In the 7th position, driving the Team Associated car, sponsored by Team Associated, LRP, Hot Race, Factory Team, Sanwa, CML, Egon Racing, Shell, VP Design, Vartel Shop, driving the Team Associated car from France, Clement Boda. In the 6th position, driving the Schumacher car, sponsored by Schumacher, Hobbywing, Sanwa, Elaborate, XTR, Aromax, Netto RC, Senesi Motorsport and Mudtex, Hailing from Sweden in Schumacher car, Elias Johansson. In the 5th position, driving the Team Associated car, sponsored by Team Associated Hobbywing, Team EAM, Hot Race, Rudog, RC Koenig, Energy Fuels, Sanwa, Spectacle Engineering, T-Works, TKR Graphics, RDRP, and VP Design. Thanks to the whole AE team and your Leg 1 winner from Denmark, Marcus Karup. In 4th position, driving the Schumacher car, sponsored by Schumacher, Hobbywing, Power HD, Team EM, One Up Racing, Le Fun, MR33, Tony Sport, Fastal, Sanwa, Trish Bits, and a big thanks to the whole Schumacher team from Norway, driving Schumacher, Daniel Kobovic. In the 3rd position, driving the X-Ray machine, sponsored by X-Ray, Hoodie, Coyote, Savox, TME, Avid, Tony Sport, RC Disco, looking for a glue sponsor from Poland, driving X-Ray, Bartek Zaluski. In the 2nd position, driving the Schumacher car, driving for Schumacher, Hobbywing, Intellect, RDT Products, Model Sport, Trish Bits, AH Designs, and Screws for RC, driving Schumacher, Ben Smith. And your poleman for today's event, driving for Team Associated, sponsored by Team Associated, Reedy, Factory Team, CML, Rudog, FF Racing, Briefcase Graphics, Innovate RC. Huge thanks to Brent, Craig, Mum, Dad, Jamie, all the AE team. Driving for Associated from the UK, Tommy Hall. So those are your drivers for the A main. Please take them away for warm-up drivers. B finalists out for Marshall. 2 laps drivers, 2 laps. Once down the straight fast and then park them up.
Whether it be chasing checkered flags,
Marshall, please.
blasting through berms, or navigating the trail, AE has you covered.
So slow it down the straight this time, slow down the straight this time. Daniel, what's up? Slow down the straight, slow down the straight, slow down the straight, slow down the straight. Is he back or? No stress, calm down. Check the throttle. Check the throttle. Yeah. Perfect. Slow down the straight, but do a lap. Lap and a half. So just give Daniel a moment. So who we got? Marshals. B finalists, are you at your points, please? B finalists at the points. J finalists out next. B finalists should be out to Marshall. Slow down the straight, Daniel, go again. Slow down the straight and go again. If you want. So B finalists out to Marshall. Lucky J finalists don't need to Marshall because the A main will Marshall after they've raced. So have I got a Marshall on 8? Marshall on 10? So I'm looking for 1 B finalist in the middle, thank you. Paul, you happy? So this is A final, leg number 2, after a fantastic leg number 1. Let's see what A final, leg number 2 brings. Drivers ready? Marshals are ready. Please listen for the tone. So Tommy Hall leads away from Paul. Regulation order through the first double, nicely done. Mistake from Elias, going to promote Clement Boda, but regulation 1 through 5. And it is the fast 5 at the front. Tommy Hall, oh, it's all getting a bit squirrely. Ben Smith going to drop 2 spots, so Bartek Zalewski going to go up to the 2 spot with his all yellow wheels on this time by. So it's Tommy Hall, Zalewski, Kobovic, and then we've got Smith and Krupp 1 through 5. Your fast front 5, not in regulation order. So Tommy Hall, Bartek Zalewski, Tommy finishing 3rd, Zalewski 2nd after leg number 1. Daniel Kobovic can and nowhere in leg 1 after an error. Can he make amends? And Zalewski runs wide. That's going to release Tommy Hall, half a straight length lead. Coming through turn 1, saw last time Tommy make a couple of errors through there. Much needs. Oh, Zalewski's over. He's hit the pole of death. He's caught Ben Smith. Absolute carnage. Who's going to come out of that? It's going to be Marcus Krupp to the 3. So we got Hall and Kobovic out front, Team Associated, Team Schumacher. Then we got Krupp a whole way back. He's going to need errors from the front too. So we're going to focus on Tommy Hall and Daniel Kobovic coming through the left-hand sweeper into the front side tabletop. You got Tommy Hall on the paving slabs. You got Danny Kobovic and Marcus Krupp. You have 3.5 seconds to find. If this is going to be a 17-second lap time, it's going to come from Marcus chasing down this lead pack. But Tommy Hall, Daniel Kobovic into the corner tabletop. So Zalewski hit the pole and that caused chaos behind. So full running order, Kobovic, Hall, Kobovic, Krupp, Johansson, Skidmore, Smith, Hopkins, Boda, Landon, Ongaro, Zalewski and Vidmeyer is your top 12 with 3:23 to go, 1:30 down, 3:30 to go. So Tommy Hall, 6 laps on the board. Kobovic chasing him down. The gap is 7/10 of a second. Marcus Krupp's brought the gap down half a second now, just over 3. 3 and change is the gap. And Marcus Krupp, hot lap 18.5. Tommy Hall through the first section. Into the corner tabletop, Daniel Kobovic chasing him down. 2 minutes down and 3 to go. 2 down, 3 to go. Tommy Hall onto the paving slabs. And Kobovic is chasing. Last time by, the gap was 9/10 of a second. Hot lap of the race goes to Marcus Krupp with an 18.4. And Tommy Hall's extended his gap ever so slightly that time by. It was an 18.5 from Hall. It was an 18.9 from Kobovic. It was an 18.4 from Marcus Krupp. Here comes the charging Dane. So Tommy Hall on and off the AstroTurf. Kobovic on and off, and Marcus Krupp on and off. All 3 of them going to be on the straight together. Gap is under 3 seconds. So Tommy Hall, Daniel Kobovic up and down the corner tabletop. Marcus Krupp 18.2. Here comes a 17-second lap time. I can feel it. So Tommy Hall on and off the Astro. Kobovic not far behind. Gap between them is reducing. Less than 7/10 now. Marcus Krupp bringing the gap down. 2.8 last time by. Lewis Hopkins keep out of the way. Krupp having a small error. So it's going to be Hall and Kobovic. Gap between them under half a second last time by. 18.3. Daniel Kobovic. Tommy Hall now has him all in his mirrors, coming down the straightaway, nose to tail. It's the orange and grey of Tommy Hall. It's the yellow and blue of Norwegian driver Daniel Kobovic. Off the corner tabletop, Tommy Hall coming through the sweeper into the tabletop. It's an 18.1 from Marcus Krupp. He is coming. 2.5 is the gap. So Tommy Hall down the straightaway. Daniel Kobovic is chasing him. You guys have 1 minute and 30 to go. 1:30 to go. It's going to be about 5 laps remaining. Tommy Hall, can he defend from Kobovic? Daniel Kobovic, can he do anything? Marcus Krupp knows if he can catch and pass, he will take the championship right here, right now. 18.1 best lap, Marcus Krupp. Tommy Hall stretching his legs ever so slightly. Comes through turn 1, 3:50 on the master clock as they cross the line. You're going to go 4-ish more laps. So Tommy Hall, Daniel Kobovic coming over frontside tabletop. Marcus Krupp 18.1 once again. And it's Hall and Kobovic coming on and off the AstroTurf. Over the washboard section, down the straightaway they go. Can Tommy Hall hold on? 4:10 on the master clock as they cross the line. Can Danny Kobovic do anything about this all out front? And Marcus Krupp 17.9 lays it down. Gap under 2 seconds out front. Coming on and off the AstroTurf over the washboard section. All 3 of them on the straight length together. Tommy Hall comes through. 4:27 on the master clock. You're going to go this and one more. Daniel Kobovic, can you do anything about it? It's been nose to tail for 5 minutes. And Marcus Krupp, here he comes. So coming on and off the AstroTurf, Tommy Hall, Daniel Kobovic and Marcus Krupp. Down the straightaway they go. 15 seconds on the master clock. You are starting the final lap now. Can Kobovic do anything about it? Can Tommy Hall hold on? Can Marcus Krupp get there? Over the tabletop, Tommy Hall, half a lap to go. On and off the paving slabs, up and down the speed hump. Daniel Kobovic looking left, looking right. Here comes Marcus Krupp. 3 corners to go. Down the straightaway they go. Through turn 1. Over the double, Tommy Hall coming across the line. There goes Kobovic. There goes Marcus Krupp. What a win from Tommy Hall. Marcus K-Rup, Danny Kobovic going to finish second. Marcus K-Rup going to come home in third. Johnny Skidmore going to finish fourth. Alexander Landon 5. Elias Johansson 6. Clement Boda 7. Ben Smith 8. Bartek Zalewski 9. Mika Vidmar 10. Davide Ongaro 11. Lewis Hopkins in 12. And Marcus K-Rup 17.9 lap time. That's a wrap of A number 2. It is going to go to A number 3. Tommy Hall's got a win. Marcus has a win.
Whether it be chasing checkered flags, blasting through berms, or navigating the trail, AE has you covered.
But next up, we're going to have the two-wheel drive I-Main. A finalists out to Marshall, please. A finalists out to Marshall. And I finalists, please take them away for warm-up. I finalists, take them away for warm-up. So grid them up, drivers, grid them up. A finalists out to Marshall, please. A finalists out to Marshall. Paul, can you just call A finalists to Marshall, just in case it's not heard? Johnny, can you help grid them up? I know you're from Wakefield, but I think you can count to 12. You've got 12 toes, right? So I-Final drivers, Max O'Donnell, Luke Upton, Christian Mukonig, Chris Ely, Lawrence Newman, Bart Van Etchepol, Ryan Lucas, Craig Russell, Spencer Talboys-Kai, Martin Rayburn, Andrew Shillito, and Scott Wyman. So drivers ready? Marshall's ready, listen for tone. So off and away we go, and it is Max O'Donnell leading Luke Upton away from pole, and once again, Paul's pole just taking casualty after casualty. But it has meant Luke Upton out in front from Ryan Lucas, so the 2 from 7 car. Coming down the straightaway now, so Luke Upton in the grey and grey car with a little bit of turquoise, a little bit of pink. Followed by the Ryan Lucas orange, yellow and blue. I'm going to say Lee Martin design of yesteryear, but Ryan Lucas is over. Marshall's there as quickly as possible, and then carnage ensues behind. So Ryan Lucas going to fall free spot. Luke Upton is checking out. As my friend Tony Evdoke would say, he is at Tesco's. So what have we got in the 2 spot? We've got the 4 car of Chris Ely. Then we've got Bart Van Etchepol from Belgium, Lawrence Newman, Ryan Lucas, Craig Russell, Martin Rayburn. So it is Luke Upton, Chris Ely and Bart Van Etchepol. And Luke Upton's lead is huge. So Luke Upton, the grey car with a flash of pink, coming over frontside tabletop now onto the paving slabs. And over the little speed roller, onto the green AstroTurf, and then hangs left over the washboard and down the straightaway is your leader. So Luke Upton is your leader, and his lead is a huge 10 seconds. Then 10 back to Chris Ely, and then 4 back to Scott Wyman. 12th up to 3rd. What a run from Wyman. So there goes Chris Ely is the 4 car crossing the line now, and then comes the 12 of Scott Wyman. Then you've got Van Etchepol, Ryan Lucas, and I think that's Andrew Shillito. So Shillito just getting it wrong, losing a whole heap of time. But your race leader is coming off the paving slabs now. and to the speed hump, onto the AstroTurf, comes off the AstroTurf and into the washboard section. Down the straightaway he goes. So the grey car at the end of the straightaway, coming across the start-finish line now, into the corner tabletop, drops down. Grey car, white wheels, and a flash of pink is your race leader. With 3 minutes complete and 2 to go, leader has a small error, but I don't think it's going to cost him much, as Chris Ely in second crosses the line now. So lead extends to 13.8 seconds last time by. So battle on for second, Chris Ely and Scott Wyman. Coming into the front side tabletop now. So it's a blue and yellow car versus a blue, orange and white. Coming over the speed hump onto the green AstroTurf. Chris Ely in the 4 car is running in second, and Scott Wyman in the 12 car running in third. Around the end of the straight they go over a double jump with 48 seconds remaining as they cross the line. Oh, Wyman gets a double bounce. Going to drop back ever so slightly, and he's been chased down by Bart van Etchepol from Belgium. So a legend of the infamous Belgium Grand Prix. So coming down the straightaway, second and third into the end of the straightaway now. Running closely together once again. Wyman looking left, looking right. Can't quite find a way through yet. And with 37 seconds to go, I would suggest you're going to go this one and one more. So your leaders coming off the paving slabs, over the speed hump, around the switchbacks, onto the AstroTurf, and we're going to come across the washboard and down the straight they go. So you are 7 seconds remaining. You're going to be starting your last laps now, and Wyman up the inside. Oh, Chris Ely crashes off the side of the jump. Going to get Lyman go, 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 go. And Luke Upton going to cross the line and take the win. So Luke Upton wins the I final. But Chris Ely and Wyman coming down the straight together. They are battling for second. Oh, Ely sends it up the inside. He's on his roof. So Bart van Etchepol going to go through his third, but Scott Wyman going to take second. Bart van Etchepol going to come home in third. Chris Ely 4. Martin Rayburn 5. But Luke Upton, start to finish win of the two-wheel drive I final. So next up, H final. H final is up next. And on pole, Emperor of all things RC model cars, Martin Owen. H finalists take them away for warm-up, take them round to the grid. H finalists take them round to the grid. So second position going to be Chris Bowden, Paul Wood going to line up third, Holger Like 4, Nino Ribeiro in 5, Martin Hadley 6, Liam Galvin 7, Rory Tooley 8, Mike Moyes 9, Michael Tremp 10, Cameron Wells 11 and Colin Kershaw in 12. Marshals out please, marshals out. And if someone wants to help grid up the back of the grid, that would be grand. So there's pink stripes along the white plastic, pink stripes along the white plastic. The last one's 12, the first one's 1. Where are we going, green car? Car 8 to the grid, please. Car 8 to the grid. Car 8 to the grid. Rory Tooley to the grid. I don't know why you're going round again. I'm sure you can hear me. If not, I'll shout. So grid is kind of set. Marshals see most of you out. I've got 1 on 7. That's Ryan. Okay, drivers ready. Marshals ready. Listen for the tone. So off and away we go, and it's Martin Owen, Emperor of all things beautiful, body shells leading away. Bowden's lost a spot to Paul Wood already. So we have Martin Owen out front from Paul Wood and Chris Bowden. Looks like Holger Like to me now. Oh no, disaster for free car of Paul Wood. So Holger Like going to move up to the 2 spot. But Martin Owen, 1.7 second lead after 1 lap. So Martin Owen in the beautifully coloured, mucus coloured car, coming down the straightaway now. And through turn 1, over the double jump, through the switchbacks and across the start-finish line, into the corner tabletop, drop south. So Martin Owen in the front side tabletop, the green coloured car. Coming onto the paving slabs is your leader, and he's been chased down by the red and grey of Holger Like, coming on and off the AstroTurf. So Holger is looking quick. Down the straightaway go. Half the length of the straight is the lead. It's about 1.5 seconds as they cross the line. That gap reduces to 0.7. So here comes Holger, chasing down the BRCA chairman Martin Owen and race director of the 2001, I think, European Championships. Might have been 2000 at Tiverton. I'm sure Craig Drescher remembers that fondly. So race is on for the lead, dropping off the corner tabletop, through the left-hand sweeper and into the front side tabletop. It's Martin Owen and Holger Like. It's the green machine versus the red and grey. Off the AstroTurf they come, into the washboard section and down the straightaway. We are 1:45 down, 3:15 to go. So into the front side tabletop, your leaders, Martin Owen, has led from the start and is holding on to this one. As they come off the AstroTurf, Holger Like is throwing everything at it. Down the straightaway they go. Martin Owen, Holger Like come across the line. The 1 car and the 4 car being chased down. Nuno and Cameron having a good battle behind them. Meanwhile, Martin Owen taking it nice and easy. Holger Like is sending it full big air over the front side tabletop. So coming over washboard section, they're coming up on a green and white car who is a back marker at the end of the straight. So the 10 car will do the right thing and move out the way and let our 2 leaders go by as they do battle for the first position in this final. Oh, Holger just rubbing the pipe, gonna get away with it. Gonna lose a couple of attempts to Martin Owen. So Martin Owen on and off the AstroTurf, over the washboard, down the straightaway. About 2:30 down, 2:30 to go. Martin Owen racing for his good friend Joey C. Cockhill, who can't be here today because he's useless. So Martin Owen coming up on the back marker and Holger Like working his way through as well. So they come off the AstroTurf together and onto the straightaway. So 2 cars end of the straight. One of them is the 9 car and one is the 12 car. 9 and 12, you have the race leaders right behind you. Just be aware when they get there, as Martin Owen just runs wide and lets Holger close back up the gap. They pass a crashing car as they come on and off the paving slabs. Into the AstroTurf corner they go. Martin Owen just gets checked up and Holger Like gives him a little love tap. Down the straightaway, 1:30 to go, 3:30 down, 1:30 to go. 11 laps on the board now. As they come through the sweeper, Martin nicely done through there, but Holger goes big and closes that gap back up over front side tabletop. Off the speed hump they go, into the AstroTurf corner. Come on, Holger, you've got like a 7-second lead behind you. You've got enough time to just have a go. Even with a marshal, there is plenty of time for you to set back off in first and second. And Holger is looking racy now as he come into the final minute of this race. 4 minutes down, 1 to go. Looks up the inside on the paving slabs, can't make it stick. Holger Like looking left and right. Martin Owen, you can see he's got tense. He's slowing up. Down the straightaway they go. Holger going to look up the inside, can't make it stick through turn 1 as they come across the line. 41 seconds on the master clock. You're going to go this one and 2 more. So up and down the front tabletop. Oh, Holger's car just double bouncing. He's going to lose a couple of attempts, but he's closing back in on the gearbox of Martin Owen. Martin rubs a pipe, and that's it. Nose to tail, down the straightaway they go. 4:35 on the master clock as they come through turn 1, and they cross the line. It's going to be your final lap. You guys are racing to line. Holger's over. Disaster. So Martin Owen coming off the paving slabs and over the speed hump. He's got half a lap to go. Can he hold on for the win of the H final? Lights to flag victory on the cards. Your race leader comes through turn 1. Time has expired. You're racing to the line. Martin Owen wins the H final. Holger Like going to come home in second. Then we're expecting Liam Galvin to come home in third. Then we've got Rory Tooley and then Paul Wood. In 5th, Martin Hadley 6, Colin Kershaw 7, Michael Tremp 8, Nuno Ribeiro 9, Mike Moyes 10, Chris Bowden 11 and Cameron Wells in the 12th spot. So congratulations, Mr. Owen, Emperor of the H final as well, to add to your illustrious CV. And you beat Bowden, which is all we really care about. So this is the G-Main. G-Main, take him round to the start-finish line. So G-Main, take him down round to the main straight. CVP. Yeah, £10. Yeah. And what's the scenario? 1 lap, drivers, 1 lap and grid them up, 1 lap and grid them up. So grid them up. Marshals, can you help grid up? Marshals, can you help set the grid? I trust you can all count to 12. So Marshal 7, Liam Galvin, help grid them up, please. The last pink stripe is 12. Probably start from the back. So G final, your drivers, Charlie Rhodes, Stephen Pearce, Alex Pryatt, Harry Weymouth, Graham Lyle, Will Fisher, James Pritchard, Harry Sale, Brett Birch, Caden Stenhouse, Harry Saunders and Ben Elliott. I reckon if I was racing, I would be marshalling this final. We should have glued it. So, drivers are ready. Marshals look somewhat ready. Please listen for the tone. So, off and away we go. This is your G final, rocking and rolling. This is your G-main. Sorry, I was just discussing, I can't even think of a word now. Not options, permutations of a leg free. I believe one of 4 drivers can win it. Those drivers are Tommy Hall and Marcus Karup, who both have a leg each, and Bartek Zalewski and Daniel Kobovic, who both have a second each. But it's for G-Final racing, and that G-Final is being led by Charlie Rhodes, red, white and blue machine, around the end of the straight now. And he's been chased down by the 11 car of Harry Saunders. That's what you call progressing through a field. So the 1 car versus the 11 car is the race on track. James Pritchard getting a nosebleed up in 3rd place. And then we've got Alex Pryatt, Harry Weymouth, Steve Pearce, Caden Stenhouse, Ben Elliott, Brett Birch, Will Fisher, Graham Lyle and Harry Sale. So it is Rhodes, it's Saunders and it's Pritchard. Rhodes, Saunders and Pritchard. Gap between the front 3, 1.6. So not a lot. We've seen gaps bigger than that reduced. Oh no, disaster. That looks like it is Harry Saunders with a broken car driving the wheels off that wagon. So that's going to give Charlie Rhodes a 1.6 second lead over James Pritchard in 2nd. And Alex Pryatt running in 3rd. Then we've got a good battle for 4th between Weymouth, Pearce and Stenhouse. So pick up our leader. He comes off the green AstroTurf now as 2nd place James Pritchard comes onto it. Down the straightaway goes our leader through turn 1. So red, blue and white car being chased down by the blue, white and grey. And coming into the frontside tabletop, so Pritchard going big, and that will help him close the gap on Charlie Rhodes' lead. Last time by, it was a 21-1 from Charlie Rhodes. It was a 20.8 from James Pritchard. So gap is reducing. Between Charlie Rhodes and James Pritchard as they go by to put 9 laps on the board. Another half a second in Pritchard's favour that time by as they come off the paving slabs. Leaders over. Marshall's there like an uncoiled gazelle. He's not been to the Craig Gibson School of Marshalling, so that is going to promote James Pritchard to the lead. There's words you don't hear very often. So Pritchard leads Caden Stenhouse and Alex Pryor. Does Pritchard have the nerve to hold on for the remaining 1 minute and 30 seconds? Can Caden Stenhouse do anything about it? They are nose to tail coming down the straightaway. Pritchard and Stenhouse over double jump. Oh, Caden makes an error. Gonna get away with it, kind of. Stays on his wheels, but he's lost maybe 1-2 seconds. It's a 2.1 second for James Pritchard. Surely he can't throw this one away in the remaining 1 minute and 9 seconds. Coming off the AstroTurf corner, over the washboards and down the straight. James Pritchard, nice and neat through turn number 1. Bowden watches on in admiration and wishes he had such capability. So Pritchard into frontside table jump, taking it easy. Popping on top and dropping off, taking the safe route as he comes onto the AstroTurf. He's going to be coming up on, I believe, it's the 8 car of Harry Sale. So be aware, you three just dropping, we're coming onto the frontside tabletop now. The blue and white car with you is the leader, and he is being chased down by Alex Pryor, and the lead is now less than a second. As I say that, Alex makes an error. No one wants to challenge Pritchard for this win. So James Pritchard down the straightaway he goes as someone sends it into the end of the straight. I think that might be Stephen Pearce. On Marshall in the middle, Marshall in the middle, Marshall in the middle. So Martin Owen goes and picks up the pieces of Steve Pearce's car, but meanwhile, 5 seconds to go. You are racing to the line. James Pritchard coming down the straightaway now. Only he can throw this one away. Over double jump he goes. He's got 1-2 corners and crosses a line. James Pritchard taking the win of the G final. And battle for second going to go to Alex Pryor, Harry Weymouth, Brett Birch going to finish 4th, Will Fisher 5, Graham Lyle 6, Charlie Rhodes 7, Caden Stenhouse 8, Ben Elliott 9, Steve Pearce finishes in the bin, Harry Saunders 11 and Harry Sale in 12. That's a wrap of the G final. G final done and dusted. Next up, F final. F final, you are next. James Pritchard, number 7, blue, white and grey. Behind the guy stood there. So F final, take him round to the start finish line, please. F final, take him round to the grid. Go to the grid and stop. Go to the grid and stop. So marshals, help grid them up, please. Marshals, help grid them up. So grid them up, guys. Marshals, help grid them up, please. Marshals, help grid them up. Marshal 6, Marshal 6. Can you help grid them up? Get them on the right spot. Oh, look at that, even returns it. Fortunately, it was a non-refundable deposit. Yeah, Emperor of the H5. You may as well have a go. You've got 9 seconds behind it. Just send it. Just don't take a week out. Hey, so, drivers ready? Marshals are ready. Please listen for the tone. So off and away with the two-wheel drive F final, and absolute carnage in amongst it. So that is not great. So what did we have? We had Terry Streeter, Josh Stuckey and Roger Tugwood as your 1, 2, 3, and they crossed the line in regulation order. Let's see what it is this time as they come by. It's 1, 2 and 3. And then we've got the 8, 6 and 10 cars. So 1, 2, 3, 8, 6, 10 is your top 6, and it is Streeter, Stuckey and Tugwood. So Stuckey is looking racy. So over washboard section, down the straightaway they go. Stuckey looking up the inside. Oh, maybe sent it a little bit too hard, too early. And that's going to allow Roger Tugwood. Oh, he's on Paul's pole. Oh, Roger Tugwood getting caught up, but releases himself. But he's going to lose 3, 4, 5 spots. And as I look up, Terry Streeter's on the pipe. So Josh Stuckey going to go to the point. But it is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 car freight train down the straightaway for the lead of this F final. So young Josh Stuckey now out front. 0.7 of a second is his lead over poleman Terry Streeter. Then we got Ollie Frost, Reese, Jacob Tomlinson, Gareth Capper, Chris Gunter, Callum Mitchell, Evie Thames, Reese Ward, Roger Tugwood dropping all the way down to the 11th spot, and Ben Stevenson bringing up the rear. So Josh Stuckey is your leader, and he looks to have pulled out a bit of a gap. 19.9 last time by. Next best lap, 20.3. So half a second in Stuckey's favour. Gap extends to over 1 second. So your race leader coming off the green AstroTurf, all up on 2 wheels, going to cost him a 10 for 2. No harm, no foul, down the straight, rubs the pipe into turn number 1. Over a double jump, nicely done, crosses the line into the corner tabletop as Terry Streeter's on the pole of pain once again. So that's going to release the 5-8 car of Ollie Frost to the 2 spot. And Josh Stuckey's going to extend his lead 1.5 seconds as they come on and off the AstroTurf onto the main straight. Josh Stuckey having a little wobble. That's going to allow Ollie Frost to close in ever so slightly. 2 minutes and 10 seconds down. For 2 minutes and 50 seconds to go. Josh Stuckey, your lead, 1.1 last time by. Then we've got Ollie Frost, Jacob Tomlinson and Chris Gunter. So Josh Stuckey, Ollie Frost is your race. And where is Stuckey? Lost him on track. Coming around across the start-finish line now. Last time by, gap 1.3. This time by 0.9 seconds. So this is race on. Ollie Frost chasing down Josh Stuckey. Josh Stuckey trying to hold on. So Josh Stuckey, turquoise car coming off the green AstroTurf. Ollie Frost, Izzy, orange and white down the straightaway into turn number 1. Crossing the start-finish line in front of me, up and down the corner tabletop. And Josh Stuckey extending his lead ever so slightly on that lap. But Ollie Frost is throwing it back, coming off the paving slabs over the speed hump and going to go left, right onto the AstroTurf corner and then through over a washboard section down the main straight. Josh Stuckey into turn number 1. You have 1 minute and 50 seconds to go. 1 minute and 50, 11 laps on the board. This is your battle for the lead. Stuckey up on 2 wheels. Frost going to close in. Frost goes big over the tabletop and he is right on the gearbox of Stuckey now. Stuckey looking a little bit scrappy. Can Ollie Frost do anything about it? Oh, Stuckey up 2 wheels, rubs the pipe down the straight once again. Ollie Frost is right there to play now with 1 minute and 30 seconds to go. Stuckey goes wide, Frost up the inside. Stuckey, you're going to have to wait. So Ollie Frost going to take the lead. Oh, Ollie Frost jumps off the side of the track. All that hard work undone. So Josh Stuckey now going to have a 2-second lead as they come onto the AstroTurf. Sweep left, oh, Stuckey's over, Marshall's there as quickly as possible, over washboard we go. Both of them making errors, Stuckey into the crowd, oh, disaster. Pritchard's there quicker than he raced. So that's going to leave Ollie Frost with a 3-second lead with 54 seconds to go. So can Josh Stuckey do anything about a 3-second lead? So Ollie Frost coming down the straight. You've got 45 seconds to go. You're going to go this lap and 2 more. So coming into final 20 seconds, Ollie Frost coming off the corner tabletop. This is your final lap, I reckon. You might just squeeze through for one. Josh Stuckey, you're on your final lap. So Ollie Frost coming on and off the AstroTurf over the washboard section. He is your race leader. Down the end of the straight he goes. 3 seconds to go. Will he get through for one more lap? Yes, he does. So racing to the line drivers. Josh Stuckey, you finished second, but Ollie Frost goes big over the jump, but he is racing on his own. Comes across the paving slabs, up and down the speed hump. Josh Stuckey, pull off area and stay. So Ollie Frost coming around the end of the straight, orange and white car over the double through the last section and cross the line. Your winner of the two-wheel drive F final is Ollie Frost. Josh Stuckey going to finish second, Terry Streeter third, Gareth Capper 4, Chris Gunter 5, Roger Tugwood 6, Ben Stevenson 7, Jacob Tomlinson 8, Rhys Trevor 9, Callum Mitchell, Evie Thames 10 and 11. So that's a wrap of the F final. Next up, E final. E finalists taken round to the main straight. E finalists taken round to the main straight. Gonna pull. Oh, you paused it. Hey? So bring them to the straight and grid them up. There's 12 pink stripes on the straight. James Pritchard, can you help grid up the back of the grid for us, please? Start with car 12 at the back and work your way forward. Use your fingers if you're struggling. James, you do the back half of the grid. 12, 11, 10, 9. We'll get there. RC racers are not the most intelligent bunch in the world. And I include myself in that. So grid is getting set. This is your E-final. Drivers, Jolan de Verde, Callum Trevor, Fabian Vidmer, Brent Fielke. Bit of an international mix in this one. Harriet Thames, Felix de Hamel, Eugene Galley, Kevin Hodkinson, Andy Woods, Tommy Dale, Powell Treller, and Seth Shillito Efris. Grid is set. Marshals are ready. Drivers, listen for the tone. So off and away they go. Andy Wood's been distracted by teammate James Pritchard, so he's down to the last and then parks it. BT is waiting, bringing his Americanisms over here. So Jolan de Verde, Callum Trevor and Felix de Hamel as you 1, 2, 3. Eugene Galley up to the 4th spot already. But race leaders are around the end of the straight, and your leaders are the 1 and 2 cars. So de Verde and Callum. Sorry, Callum, I butchered your last name. So, Callum's over. He's parked it in the pull-off area. 1, 2, 3, 4 going to go by. So that's going to release Felix de Hamel to the 2 spot. Eugene Galley shoulders his way through. Eugene up to the 2. So down the main straight they go. So race leader Jolan de Verde has a huge lead, 4.2 seconds over Eugene Galley, but the battle for 3rd spot is hotting up. So battle for 3rd spot, Tommy Dale, Felix de Hamel, Powell Treller, Seth Shillito, Harriet Thames, all in it. So race leader is into a frontside tabletop, but let's watch for battle for 2nd coming off the corner tabletop. That is Eugene Galley and Tommy Dale coming into frontside tabletop. Both go big, come together in the air, get away with it over the sleeper and onto the AstroTurf corner. Over the washboard section, down the straightaway they go. Eugene Galley and Tommy Dale battling out for 2nd and 3rd. Then comes the 12 car of Seth Shillito, so he's doing well. Eugene makes a mistake and Tommy Dale is through. So Tommy Dale now running in 2nd with 2 minutes down and 3 to go. 2 minutes down and 3 to go. So it is, your race leader is coming off the paving slabs, up and down the sleeper and onto the AstroTurf corner. Caution on the straightaway, caution on the straightaway, caution at the end of the straight. Oh, Marshall in the middle. So disaster struck there. So where is our race leader? Our race leader is into the front side tabletop, goes big, lands it nicely. Jolan de Verde, I'm going to say slightly underqualified as he is walking away with this one. He has a 3-second lead over the 10 car of Tommy Dale. So the 10 car of Tommy Dale coming around the end of the straight now is your second place machine. And he's... So, what do we have? Jolan de Verde still leads Tommy Dale. So Tommy Dale is on and off the AstroTurf. Jolan de Verde's around the end of the straight. So blue, white and orange car coming into the corner tabletop now. Just cases it, gets away with it and pops down. Nicely done. Into the front side tabletop, clears that one nicely and onto the paving slabs. So Jolan de Verde leads Tommy Dale, Eugene Galley, Harriet Thames running in the 4 spot. Then you've got Fabian Vidmer, Paul Treller, Seth Shillito, Callum Trarava, Felix de Hamel, Brent Filkey, Andy Woods, and we have lost Kevin Hodkinson. So Jolan, your lead is up to 4 seconds. BT, your fastest lap is a 20.1. I know that's what you're going for. Your teammates did a 17.9. So our race leader with 38 seconds on the master clock is Jolan de Verde, and he is coming off the AstroTurf now. Down the straightaway he goes into turn number 1, lands it nicely through the switchback, and then sends it up the corner tabletop. Oh! What a hero. Where did you pull this one from? Thank you very much. Yeah. Thank you very much. I'll have less steps in now. Yes. So Jolan de Verde leading Tommy Dale, Eugene Galley, Harriet Thames, 1, 2, 3 and 4. 12 seconds to go, so Tommy Dale, you're starting your last lap now. We'll pick up Jolan de Verde, who is probably going to get caught at the line. So he is down the end of the straight now. And over double, Jolan de Verde crosses the line and takes the win of the 2-wheel drive E-final. Jolan de Verde taking the win. Tommy Dale going to come home in second in front of Eugene Galley. Then we had Harriet Thames 4, Fabian Vidmer 5, Seth Shillito finished 6, Paul Trellis 7, Callum Treva 8, Brent Fielke 9, best lap BT 20.1, Felix de Hamel going to finish 10, Andy Woods 11 and Kevin Hodkinson going to finish in 12. That's a wrap of our E-final. D-final is up next. D-final, you are next. So, D finalists, take it round to the straightaway, please. D finalists, take it around to the straightaway. So grid them up, drivers, grid them up. He's got like 20 seconds. 20 seconds, Yaz. If you're not running, we're going. So grid is set. Is his car down? Run it to the grid. Run it to the grid. Take the car over to the grid. So cars are set. Just drop it down, Sam, you can drive it back. Yaz, you are free. So Matt Druitt, your drivers. Matt Druitt on pole, you and Tumulty 2. Yazir Magal 3. Isaac McFadden 4. Abe Lyons 5. Venables 6. Pole 7. Kyle Moon 8. Dimitri P 9. Nick Goodall 10. Oscar Keane 11. Daniel Robbins 12. Drivers set. Marshals ready. Please listen for the tone. So off and away we go, and it is regulation 1-2. Oh, that's it. Regulation 1-2-3. Yazir Magal on his warm-up lap, and it's actually doing him some good. Nice and calm, kept position. So Matt Druitt, Ewan Tumulty, Isaac McFadden, Yazir Magal, but Isaac's making an error, so that's going to release. Yazir was up to a 3, but he's just lost the spot to the 7 car of Daniel Pole, moving up the grid nicely. But it's a 1 and 2, Druitt and Tumulty. Daniel Pole running in 3rd after 2. So Druitt and Tumulty, let's see what they can do out front. So Matt Druitt, Ewan Tumulty and Daniel Pole is your 1, 2 and 3. Yazir Magal runs in 4, and it is a 3-horse race out front. Coming off the paving slabs, through the switchback onto the AstroTurf corner. So Druitt, Tumulty and Pole, 1, 2 and 7. So your race leader, Druitt, is the red, yellow and grey car. Oh, Tumulty's over. Marshall going to be there as quick as he can, but 2, 3 going to go by. So that's going to leave a 2-horse race out front. And as I look up, Druitt's made an error. So to the point, Daniel Pole. So Daniel Pole, young associated racer from Scotland, I believe, is rocking round up and down the corner tabletop, gets through cleanly, and there goes Druitt. Okay, sorry, just got distracted by Mr. Upton. Apparently he's important here, so he thinks. So this is your D final, 2:30 down, 2:30 to go, and it is Daniel Pole with a huge lead. So his lead is 4 seconds as he comes on and off the paving slabs, and he's coming up on the back markers now. So the race leader is the red and blue car down the end of the straightaway now. I say red, more fluoro orange, fluoro red kind of colours. So he comes off the corner tabletop and he drives left and into the front side table. Big air, lands it nicely, comes on and off the paving slabs, up and down the speed roller, and then into the AstroTurf corner. So down the straight he goes, and this is lap number 11 he has completed. So Daniel Pole, young driver from Scotland. And he's coming through the pack, and that pack is racing 4th through 8th, so very close race out there. But your second place driver is Matt Druitt. Will Venables rocking around in 3rd. So Venables up to 3rd. Abe Lyons runs 4th. Ewan Tumulty 5. Daniel Robbins, Nick Goodall, Yazir Magal, Oscar Keane, Dimitri P, Kyle Moon, and Isaac McFadden is your full running order of this D final. With 1 minute to go, drivers, 1 minute to go. Someone's stuck on the pole of doom. And he gets away. So race leader is in amongst the traffic, and he's going to come up on the all-white car next. So all-white car race leader with you. Thank you very much. Daniel Pole, your lead is now 6 seconds over Matt Druitt, who has a huge lead over Venables. So Matt Druitt is rocking round in, coming off onto the main straight now, I believe. Yeah, so Matt Druitt crosses the start-finish line now, and his next competitor is Will Venables, who is coming onto the AstroTurf. So race leader is still in amongst it, and I think he might have lost a bit of time through traffic. So race leader going to go cross the line now. That was a 22.7 for Daniel Pole. Matt Druitt goes by with a 21.1, so gap is down to 5 seconds. But Daniel Pole still your leader as we come into finishing times, I reckon. Venables, you might get through. So time has expired, you're racing to the line. Abe Lyons, you are done. Daniel Pole takes the win. Matt Druitt going to come home in second. Will Venables going to finish in third. Abe Lyons in fourth. Daniel Robbins 5. Yazir Magal 6. Nick Goodall 7. Ewan Tumulty 8. Kyle Moon 9. Oscar Keane in 10. Dimitri P 11. And Isaac McFadden in the 12 spot. So that's a win for Daniel Pole from 7th on the grid. And next up, we move to the two-wheel drive C-Main. C-Main up next. So, C finalists taken round to the grid, please. C finalists round to the grid. James Pritchard, can you do me a favour? Grid them up. Can you help grid up the back half of the grid? Not 1, 12. Careful on the straight, careful on the straight. Marshals change over, please. Marshals change over. So your finalists for the C final on pole, Swiss driver Patrick Hofer. Charlie Ware going to be second. Darren Bloomfield going to start third. Eric Leik fourth. Jorn Neumann from Germany in 5. Archie Bowman 6. Maurice Lautenbach from Germany in 7. Alfie Castle 8. Jesper Rasmussen from Denmark in 9. Aaron Nash 10. Romain Lepape going to be 11. And Matthew Peters in 12. No, I'm good. Yeah. Car 2 is Charlie Ware. Is Charlie Ware on the rostrum? No? No? Okay, it doesn't go. So, drivers ready. Marshals are ready. Listen for the tone. So, off and away we go. 2 car does not go, so it's regulation 134. Oh no, disaster. Jorn Neumann getting collected at the start, so he's going to fall all the way down the order. But out front, 1, 3 and 4 going at it. So Hofer, Bloomfield and Leik. So Hofer in the green and grey, Bloomfield blue and white, and Leik going to be in the all white. Then we've got the 7 car of Maurice Lautenbach looking racy. Then we've got the pink of Jesper Rasmussen, who had a DNF in round 5 of qualifying, unfortunately. So your race leader, Patrick Hofer, makes an error. That's going to release Mr. Bloomfield. Coming over washboard section and down the straight. Blue, white and black machine being chased down by the all-white of Eric Leik. And then we've got the 7 car of Maurice Lautenbach. Then we've got the 1 of poleman Patrick Hofer. So we are, what, 1 minute down, 4 to go. Bloomfield, a man of many years' experience, knows what to do here. So for those of you watching, stood out there watching and wondering what this is RC model car racing, and this is two-wheel drive buggy. We're in finals, and the blue and white car on the left-hand side of the track coming onto the green AstroTurf is your leader. So that is driven by Darren Bloomfield, and he's being chased down by the all-white car driven by Eric Leik. So we have 2 more finals after this one, where we'll be crowning our Milton Keynes Grand Prix 2025 two-wheel drive champion. And if you want to know any more about RC racing, head over to the white tent on the right-hand side, and you can have a chat to our BRCA reps who will tell you all about it, how you can get involved and where your local clubs are. So Moritz runs wide, and Hofer's going to go up to the free spot. So Patrick Hofer now chasing down the leading pair. That leading pair, Bloomfield runs wide. Light going to look up the inside, can't make it stick. Side by side down the straight, does make it stick. So Eric Light to the inside, and the chase becomes the chasee in the form of Darren Bloomfield. So Eric Light to the point of the C final. Then you've got Bloomfield and Poleman Hofer. So these fast three are breaking away now. Jesper Rasmussen up to the 4 spot as Moritz makes an error. So coming down the straightaway, all 3 of them on the straight together. You've got Light, Bloomfield and Hofer. Nicely done over a double. Light just rubs the pipe, going to get away with it. Bloomfield closes in ever so slightly. Coming into a front side tabletop, up and down they go. All doing it in one off the paving slabs. And Light is looking racy, but Bloomfield is holding on. Bloomfield closing up into the corners down the straight. He bobbles slightly, so Hofer now going to be on the gearbox of Bloomfield. Bloomfield on the gearbox of Light. Dropping down off the corner tabletop, sweep left and into the big tabletop. All 3 of them going large and making it stick off the paving slabs. 2 minutes and 7 seconds to go. 2:53 down, 2:07 to go. Coming onto the straightaway for the 10th time. It is Like from Bloomfield from Hofer. It's 4, 3 and 1. Dropping down off the corner tabletop through the left-hand sweeper into the front side tabletop. Bloomfield comes up short. Hofer going to close in ever so slightly. Light going to pull away. Gap between the 3 of them, 0.7 seconds. Last time by separates all 3 of these cars down the straightaway. Coming around in front of race control into the first corner tabletop. They drop down. The all-white cars, your leader. Bloomfield's over. Going to come up on 2 wheels and let Hofer go by. So Patrick Hofer now becomes a chaser. Can he do anything to catch Eric Light? 3/4 of a second up the road. Down the straightaway they go into turn number 1, and Hofer is already on the gearbox of Eric Light with 4 minutes and 18 seconds to go. Hofer runs wide, going to open up that gap ever so slightly. Light's going to case for tabletop and close back in. So once again, less than a second separating the front 3 as they come off the AstroTurf. Down the straightaway they go for the 13th time. Predicted to go 16 laps. So you're going to go this one and 2 more, I predict. So Eric Light with 1 minute to go as you cross the race line. It's Eric Light in the all-white. It's Patrick Hofer from Switzerland in the green and black coming onto the straightaway now. Eric Light down the straight. Last time by gap was less than a second. This time by, Hofer's made an error. So Bloomfield back up to the 2 spot. Bloomfield comes up short on the tabletop. Gap is 1.5 seconds. You've got this lap and 1 more, I reckon, maybe 2. So Darren Bloomfield going to throw everything at it to chase down Eric Light. Eric Light going to do everything he can to hold on to the victory. Around the end of the straight they go. 20 seconds to go. So this is your final lap for Darren Bloomfield. Eric Light, you may get through for a victory lap. Bloomfield sends it off the side of a jump, going to cost him a couple of attempts. Coming off a paving slab, so all eyes on the white car. Coming over the washboard section, round the end of the straight. 5 seconds on the master clock. Eric Light's going to cross the line and go for 1 more lap. Darren Bloomfield going to get caught at the line, finish second. Hofer going to finish 3rd. Rasmussen going to finish 4th. Race down the straight for 4th. And that's Alfie Castle going spinning off. Crossing the line, it's going to be Moritz finishing in 6th. Alfie Castle 7, remain 8. But the all-white car coming across the line, the white car coming across the line, 4 car. Eric Light going to take the win of the 2-wheel drive C final. So that's a wrap of the C final. 2 more mains to go. 2 more finals to go. Nick Goodall, can you help sort the back of the grid for me? I'm trusting you can count to 12. So B finalists, take them around to the grid, please. B finalists, take them round to the grid. And your B finalists will be so grid them up this time round, drivers. Other side of the track, Moritz. Whoa, 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 whoa. Free car, stop. Free car, stop. Free car, stop. Who's car free? Why are you doing an extra lap? So grid them up, please. Paul, I've got no one doing the front of the grid. Patrick, can you just grid up the front load? Cheers. On the front. So drivers are, it's all right, Neil Cragg on pole, Una Hattonen going to start second, Noah Ben Mohammed going to start in third, Josh Holdsworth 4, Lee Martin in 5, Jamie Hall 6, Burak Kilic in 7, Charlie Saunders 8, Harley Eldridge 9, Oliver Natras 10, Luke Holdsworth 11 and Thomas Phipps in 12. Grid is set. Marshals are ready. Drivers and marshals ready. Please listen for the tone. So away they go. Neil Cragg from pole, Una Hattonen and Noah Ben Mohammed. Regulation order, that's how it's done. 1 through 5 certainly, and 6 and 7 and 8 and 9. So regulation 1 through 9 as errors at the back. So Neil Cragg, former world champion in this class of racing, is your leader, being chased down by young gun from Finland, Una Hattonen, and even younger gun from France, Noah Ben Mohammed. Then you've got Jamie Hall in the 4 and Lee Martin in the 5. Josh Holdsworth in the 4, sorry. So Neil Cragg leads, Una Hattonen nose to tail. So Neil Cragg just pulling away from Una Hattonen out front. So down the straight they go, coming over the double jump at the end of the straight into the corner tabletop and drop down. Una getting close through that section. So it's Cragg, Hattonen, Ben Mohammed, Holdsworth and Martin is your top 5. Then we've got 6 of Jamie Hall and Burak in the Mugen Seeky machine running in 7. So Craggy and Hattonen just breaking away out front, pulling away from the free car. And Hattonen up on 2 wheels, going to give Cragg a small break. So Neil Cragg, I want to say 27-time UK national champion and lost count of European championships. I think it's 27, might be up to 29. Who knows? One of the most accomplished racers the UK has ever had. 29, I'm told. So it is Cragg from Hattonen, just pulled away from Ben Mohammed and Holdsworth, and then Lee Martin and Kilic going at it. So 3 battles for the top 6 positions. 1 and 2 coming across the line in front of me. Oh, Neil comes up short. His car's broke. Lost power. So Neil's car coming up the jump just lost all power. So that's the end of the Cragg's machine car on the jump. So where does that leave us? That leaves us Una Hattonen, Noah Ben Mohammed and Josh Holdsworth bringing it together. So Josh Holdsworth is bringing it as a 3-horse race at the front. Una going to case for double, Ben Mohammed going to case it. So all 3 of them closing up together, coming onto and off the AstroTurf. Down the straightaway they go. So Una Hattonen leading Noah Ben Mohammed. Oh, Josh Holdsworth catches a pipe. 3 cars going to go through. Lee Martin up to the 3 spot with Burak Kilic for company. Caution on the straightaway, clear. So Una Hattonen breaking away out front. Last time by, he had a gap of 9/10 of a second. And Noah Ben Mohammed bouncing off the pipe. And I think that's Oliver Natras in amongst it. Thank you, Ollie. So down the straight goes Una, followed by Noah Ben Mohammed, followed by Lee Martin. Gaps between all 3 of them with 1 minute and 40 seconds to go. 1 minute and 40 to go. So Una Hattonen onto the paving slabs, comes off it. Oh no, Ben Mohammed's over. So Lee Martin's over. So Burak Kilic going to go up to the 2 spot and he's going to be chased down by Jamie Hall. Or is it? Yeah, so it is Jamie Hall. Oh, Jamie Hall jumps over Noah Ben Mohammed. So that leaves us with Una Hattonen, who's just made a small error, but he's got a 3-second lead over Burak Kilic in the 2 spot. And then we've got Jamie Hall in the 3. Then it looks like we've got Charlie Saunders, Lee Martin, Josh Holdsworth, Luke Holwards, Harley Eldridge, Thomas Phipps and Oliver Natras. And we unfortunately lost Neil Cragg from the lead of this B final. So what have we got? We have race leader Una Hartonen coming down the straightaway now, bobbles onto it over a washboard, over a double jump, through the switchbacks and crossing the line with 45 to go for Una Hartonen to bring home the B final. Coming into the frontside tabletop, nicely done, on and off the washboard. Battle for second hotting up between Burak Kilic and Jamie Hall. They are coming onto the AstroTurf and off it, but it is with 28 seconds to go. Una Hartonen starting penultimate lap. There goes Kilic, there goes Hall. They'll both probably get through for some more, as will this trio crossing the line now. So pick up our race leader coming onto the AstroTurf and off it. White and grey green and grey machine, end of the straightaway now, over a double jump, collects a back marker. That's going to cost him a few seconds. He's going to get away with it. So these guys are getting through. So you guys are on your final lap now. Una Hartonen, Burak Kilic and Jamie Hall. Jamie Hall makes an error, going to get stuck on the pipe. So it is Una Hartonen coming down the straightaway now. Green and grey machine, 2 corners to go, over a double jump, through the left and right. Una Hartonen takes a win of the 2-wheel drive B final. Burak Kilic going to finish in second. Jamie Hall third. Charlie Saunders 4. Lee Martin 4. Charlie Saunders 5. Luke Holes was 6, Josh Holes was 7, Harley Eldridge 8, Thomas Phipps 9, Oliver Natras 10, and we lost Noah Ben Mohammed and Neil Cragg. A final, you are next. A finalists, you are next. So A finalists, couple of warm-up laps. So A final, leg number 3. And what are the permutations? So we have Marcus Carup has a 1 in a 17.513. Tommy Hall has a 1, 17.506. Bartek Zalewski has a 2. Daniel Kobovic has a 2. Your winner will be one of those 4 drivers. And within those 4 drivers, Ben Smith will be starting in second. So grid them up this time round, drivers. Grid them up this time round. So grid them up this time round. Marshals, change over, please. Marshals to change over. Paul Upton, do you want to do the grid? So can someone set the grid for us? So grid is just setting up. So your drivers are Tommy Hall on pole, Ben Smith on 2, Bartek Zalewski will start 3, Daniel Kobovic 4, Marcus Carup 5, 6th position Elias Johansson, Clement Boda in 7, Johnny Skidmore 8, Mika Vidmar 9, Lewis Hopkins 10, Davide Ongaro 11, Alexander Landon will start 12. Take a moment to just thank our sponsors allowing us to put on this event. So thank our sponsors for allowing us to put this on. Schumacher, Team Associated, Slough EMCS, X Factory RC UK, Detail My Car, Unnecessary Bling, Robert Sterling Mortgage, X-Ray RC Disco, Model Tune, Puppy Paint, 1066 RC, and a huge thank you to all those joining us online on the DDRC live stream. And for those of you watching and no idea what we're doing, this is RC Model Car Racing. This is the Milton Keynes Grand Prix 2025, and we are about to crown the 2-wheel drive champion as we go racing for this A final. Marshals are ready. Drivers are ready. Please listen for the tone. So off and away they go, wheelie halfway back through the pack, but it is Tommy Hall, Ben Smith, Zalewski, Kobovic and Carup. Regulation 1 through 5. Looks like Clement Boda's made a move on Elias Johansson to go 7th up to 6th. Someone comes off at the edge of the track. So it's Hall, Smith, Zalewski, Kobovic and Carup. Fast 5 going at it as they come down the straight. Carup looking a little bit edgy to start with as the pack pulls away with him, but Tommy Hall is looking racy. And he has Ben Smith for company. Ben Smith, the only one of the front 5 that can't take the win here today, but he'll be doing everything to put it on the podium. Zalewski running in the 3rd spot. He has a potential to win. Komovic's on the pipe. K-Rup's on the pipe. Boda is through. So Clement Boda is through. That's a disaster for K-Rup and Komovic. 2 of the potential 4 that can win, but Tommy Hall is checking out front. 18.6 last time by for Tommy Hall. Is he going to lay down some 17-second laps here? Ben Smith, Zalewski battling it out for second. So if Tommy Hall wins, he will win. If Zalewski wins, he's got to do it in a faster time. But it's Tommy Hall coming into frontside tabletop, giving it large ones, and last time by 18.7. Tommy Hall has the hammer down early on in this, 1 minute and 12 seconds down, and he's pulled out a 1.5 second lead. Your race leader through the end of the straight over double. Ben Smith trying to chase him down. Bartek Zalewski doing everything he can, but Tommy Hall looks in control here. We've got Kobovic and K-Rup running in 5 and 6 position. Clement Boda on a good one. Kobovic and K-Rup just have a little bobble coming off the tabletop. So down the straight goes your race leader, Tommy Hall. Grey and orange machine being chased down by the Schumacher car of Ben Smith in the white and green. Then we've got the pink and white X-ray machine of Bartek Zalewski. 3 manufacturers in the top 3 here in a final leg number 3. Tommy Hall now, oh, he's just tightened up a little bit. Ben Smith getting close, but he catches a pipe. Zalewski goes through. Zalewski go, go, go. So Bartek Zalewski to the 2 spot, and the lead for Tommy Hall, 1.9 seconds. Bartek has got to lay down some fast laps. Absolute carnage behind. So that's disaster for Ben Smith. So we got Tommy Hall, we got Bartek Zalewski coming round on the straightaway together. The lead for Tommy Hall is the straight length, 1.9 second last time by. This time by it's an 18.5 for both of them. So Bartek Zalewski got to throw something at it. Clement Boda running in the 3 spot. Komovic 4, Marcus K-Rup in the 5. So I think it's a 2-horse race for this final between Tommy Hall and Bartek Zalewski. Down the straight they go through turn 1. Both nicely done. Tommy Hall crosses the line, 19.0. Bartek 18.4. Gap is under 1.5. Here comes a free machine. Bartek Zalewski throwing everything at it. Tommy Hall's tightened up. We're at 2.15 to go. 2.45 down. Down the straight they go. Tommy Hall through turn 1. Nicely done. But here comes Zalewski crossing the line. It's an 18.6 to an 18.5. Gap is 1.2 in the favour of Tommy Hall. With 2 minutes to drive, Zalewski hits a pipe, bounces off, gets away with it. Clement Boda still running in the 3 spot. Kobovic in the 4. K-Rup in the 5. Down the straightaway goes Tommy Hall. Car 9, get out the way. Here comes 2 leaders flying through. Tommy Hall and Bartek Zalewski last time by. New hot lap. Tommy Hall 18.5. Gap extends 1.3. So Tommy Hall got to hold on for 1 minute and 30. Bartek Zalewski, you got to keep going at this pace. This will be the fastest final. Winner will take all. So Tommy Hall crosses the line. Zalewski, quick lap, 18.3 for Zalewski. Hot lap of the race. So Bartek Zalewski brings the gap down to 1.1. Over speed hump they go through the switchbacks into the AstroTurf corner. Tommy Hall looking scrappy. Zalewski looking fast. It can all change in a moment. Over double they go. Tommy Hall crosses the line. It's an 18.7. It's an 18.0. Bartek Zalewski. He is on the gearbox of Tommy Hall. There is 1 minute and 4 seconds to go through the speed hump, through the switchbacks, onto the AstroTurf corner. They sweep left, over the washboard section, down the main straight they go. Zalewski getting a little bit leery, holds on to it, crosses the line. That time by 18.4 to 18.2. Zalewski is right on the gearbox now. This is racing for the championship. 45 seconds to go. Up and down the speed hump, onto the AstroTurf they go. Sweep left, over the washboard, down the straight they go. Hopkins and Landon, be aware, 2 race leaders are behind you. Do not be a factor as they cross the line. 33 seconds on the master clock. They're going to go this lap and one more. Tommy Hall, Bartek Zalewski onto the paving slabs and off again. Tommy Hall's not put an inch wrong. Can he hold on to it? Zalewski knows he needs to get past for the win. Runs a little wide. Tommy Hall extends the gap. As they come round, they're going to cross the line. This is your final lap. Tommy Hall's got to hold on. Zalewski's got to throw everything at it. Half a lap to go. Coming over a big tabletop. Both land it, nail it. Tommy rides the pipe. Gets away with it. Zalewski's on the gearbox. Zalewski half a lap to do something about it. Tommy Hall half a lap to hold on. Down the straightaway they come. Sweep through turn 1. Over double. 2 corners to go. Tommy Hall comes round. Takes a win. Bartek Zalewski going to finish second. Clement Boda third. Daniel Kobovic going to finish in 4th. Marcus K-Rup 5. Elias Johansson going to finish 6th, Johnny Skidmore 7, Davide Ongaro 8, Ben Smith 9, Lewis Hopkins 10, Alexander Alandan 11, Mika Vidmar in 12. Can you finish that race? Elijah Hansen going to finish 6th, Johnny Skidmore 7th, Davide Ongaro 8th, Ben Smith 9th, so that's Lewis Hopkins
Whether it be chasing checkered flags, blasting through berms, or navigating the trail, KE has you covered.
Elijah Hansen going to finish 6th, Johnny Skidmore 7th, Davide Ongaro 8th, Ben Smith 9th, Lewis Hopkins
Whether it be chasing checkered flags, blasting through berms, or navigating the trail, KE has you covered.
Going to finish in 3rd, I believe. Elijah Hansen going to finish 6th, Johnny Skidmore 7th, Davide Ongaro 8th, Ben Smith 9th, Lewis Hopkins
Whether it be chasing checkered flags, blasting through berms, or navigating the trail, KE has you covered.
On the live stream, I will give you a top 10 overall in just a second. Elijah Hansen going to finish 6th, Johnny Skidmore 7th, Davide Ongaro 8th, Ben Smith 9th, Lewis Hopkins
Whether it be chasing checkered flags, blasting through berms, or navigating the trail, KE has you covered.
On the live stream, Schumacher Racing, a top 10 overall in just a second. Elijah Hansen going to finish 6th, Johnny Skidmore 7th, Davide Ongaro 8th, Ben Smith 9th, Lewis Hopkins.
Whether it be chasing checkered flags, blasting through berms, or navigating the trail, KE has you covered.
On the live stream, Schumacher Racing, a top 10 overall in just a second. Elijah Hansen going to finish 6th, Johnny Skidmore 7th, Davide Ongaro 8th, Ben Smith 9th, Lewis Hopkins.
Whether it be chasing checkered flags, blasting through berms, or navigating the trail, KE has you covered.
On the live stream, Schumacher Racing, a top 10 overall in just a second. Elijah Hansen going to finish 6th, Johnny Skidmore 7th, Davide Ongaro 8th, Ben Smith 9th, Lewis Hopkins.